Greetings, everyone. And welcome to a very specially monstrous edition of Monster Party.
Monster Party, the free podcast.
The free podcast.
That's right. Free
that
for
you
the
can
world.
find on Libsyn
Yes.
and iTunes.
Stitcher, Google Play.
But you
everywhere.
people listening, most of you know this already.
Yes.
Let me explain something.
Yes, please.
Right now, we are at Monsterpalooza.
The greatest
The
convention
Monsterpalooza convention in lovely Pasadena.
Yes.
And this is our first Monsterpalooza convention. We have a booth. We
Actual
have an
booth.
actual booth.
We've made
at
it.
Monsterpalooza.
We have a
We've made
spot.
it.
Yes.
time.
Yeah, there's no turning back now.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yes.
can turn back.
The White House is next after this.
No.
No, yes. This is the cabinet. We'll trade off running the country
Yes.
weekly.
It's like a bunch of clowns.
Right out of the bat with the. Let's
All
get the
right.
catchphrase in.
Let's get back to the monster stuff.
No, but this is really
This is awesome.
exciting.
No, this is awesome.
Because what's so cool about this is the convention on the West Coast where everyone comes to, and it's like there's so many. There's former guests.
There's
from our
former
show,
guests.
Many
This
places.
really is
a lot-
the best horror monster themed convention ever.
It's
It
actually
really is.
my favorite convention.
Yeah.
Period.
And it's
This
gotten
is-
huge now.
Yeah, it's big. It started at the Marriott in Burbank.
Yeah, right.
And a great convention, but always packed, and it felt like it was sort of growing out of its seams.
Yeah, you could tell. Yes.
And here we are in Pasadena. It's huge. It's massive. There's so many tables. I mean, we really got a busy day
Yeah,
here.
this place is packed.
And we're right across from the legendary William Stout.
My gosh.
I mean, we got so many people that are going to be dropping by and doing
Yeah.
little cameos. It's going to be great. We're selling T-shirts. We now have T-shirts.
Yes, can you believe it? And caps.
And caps, and we have magnets, and we're giving away DVDs. And I'm telling you, this is a party. Rarely do you get a really good party that starts at 11 a.m.
Yes, that's true.
But has anyone done their first cocktail yet?
we should be. Yeah.
I mean, if we really cared about our
That's true.
work, then
So somebody
we would.
bring us cocktails. and
Yeah,
we'll appreciate
Oh, that'd be
it.
nice. Yeah. If is there a waitress or a waiter?
Oh, like a horror waitress, like dressed up like as a zombie or something.
How successful would that be, though?
Yeah, like a
if you went from
horror-themed bar.
Yeah, well, and then somebody came to each table and took your order.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's a great idea.
That's the
We'll
next step.
we'll
That's
do
the
that for next year.
phase.
So yeah, everybody is here. I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
He's Larry Stroth.
Yeah, Larry
and I'm
busy,
James Gonis.
Yeah, Larry is talking to people.
customers and
He's
selling stuff.
Yeah, and he's telling people about the podcast.
He's telling everybody that he's the best member of Monster
He's getting
Party.
dangerously close to people's personal space.
Yes.
But what else is new?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's we're recording this, but yet for some reason he has his microphone down at his waist.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we are going to continue broadcasting throughout the day.
This will be an ongoing chronicle.
And yes, it's going to be a plethora of various convention goers, personalities, surprises, and sex appeal.
Of course.
The kind that you've come to expect from Monster Party.
Right.
So just to let you know, so Matt, we've been we've been here at our table, and all of a sudden we have some great people come by.
We got some genre royalty here.
Yes.
Yes.
Carrie O'Quinn.
Carrie O'Quinn, and I think you did a few magazines?
Yeah, we're
just a few.
vaguely familiar
About
with.
2 dozen at our peak years ago in New York. Starlog, Fangoria, Cinemagic,
Cinemagic.
Comic Scene, Future Life,
Sure.
Gore Zone, on and on, including
we grew up on all
female
those.
wrestling.
Whoa. You did female wrestling?
We did a lot of magazines that weren't exactly in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not
that's
familiar with
cool.
the female wrestling.
But I'm going to find them.
That was one of
Oh,
our
I'm going to
titles.
find them.
We also did Teen Idols. We did Black Elegance. We did American astrology. We did a lot of,
You guys covered the whole gamut.
we were a machine at one point.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about Starlog.
Starlog.
Starlog, I love Starlog.
Fangoria.
Well, that was my favorite of all the magazines because I've been a science fiction fan since I was about 2 feet tall.
And the other thing I loved about it, maybe you guys can you chime in here. I was a big fan of Famous Monsters, and everything in there, the pictures were all black and white, but Starlog had color.
Color,
It was like
exactly.
the new
Vibrant
generation.
color.
I mean, Forey Ackerman kind of opened the door and blazed the trail.
Right. But you guys took it another step.
And I came along and I said, I like that, but I want to do something, first of all, that takes the whole field a little more seriously.
Right.
Right,
Yes.
And that really covers it with slick pages and color pictures, and, so we can show the art and the makeup and all of the visual effects that are a part of the world of science fiction. And so that's what I did.
Yeah, and that's how I really picked out a lot of my viewing back then. I would go to Starlog and I go, well, what are they promoting? What is the new big thing? And Starlog always treated me right.
Well, but when we started the magazine in 1976,
Nice, yeah.
That's right.
We
remember,
have
yeah.
all
It
of them.
was
Space 1999 on the cover, the
That's-
first one.
well,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
No. Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah.
because at that time, there was no science fiction alive. There were no movies, and there was nothing on television that was science fiction. The
Yeah.
only thing that was around were reruns of Star Trek.
Right.
That's right,
It was
yeah.
off the air.
Yeah.
But we devoted pretty much the whole first issue to Star Trek with a complete episode guide
That's right.
and all
That's
of that.
Right.
And then the next year, in 1977, some kid named George Lucas came out with a movie
it's like-
called Star
So you guys,
Wars.
the perfect timing.
And we were the voice of science fiction. Our
Yeah.
circulation doubled in
Yeah.
1 month, and it made the cover of Time magazine, and we had
Wow.
the same
Amazing.
X-wing fighter on the cover of Starlog.
I have that issue.
Yeah.
Well, that was number 7, and it's a classic
Hey, I shopped at the Starlog store.
in New Jersey.
Yeah, and the Mall of America.
Yes.
Oh, my
Yeah, because I did
God.
stand up and I'd go on the road, and I remember walking around the Mall of America, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm home!"
Well,
That's
I know
awesome.
because this was before the internet existed.
Yes.
Right. It was
So
more
the only way
community.
kind of, freaks like us knew that we were not the only crazy person in town
Right,
Yeah.
was that we saw the letter section in Starlog and said, oh my God, there's people writing letters from everywhere that are into this same stuff I'm into.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that was how we kind of began to bring fandom out of the closet.
Yeah.
Out of the closet.
Yes, and then you go into Fangoria, which was again turning the horror magazine on its ear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Harry's got his Fangoria
Yeah.
T-shirt on,
That
I
was
see.
the new
No, let's
generation.
see that again.
Look at that.
Awesome.
That is a beautiful
Yeah, that
Fangoria
really,
T-shirt.
It like literally, it instilled new blood, no pun intended, into the whole fandom of the 80s. Horror kind of took off again.
Do you realize there was a time when I had subscriptions to 4 magazines. Famous Monsters was on Starlog.
And Boys
Fangoria. Boys Life.
It's a
has
great magazine.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
knock
joking.
It. You knock it. It's
No,
it's
I learned a lot
Boy
about camping.
Scouts and and they always had the great little pictures in there.
That's right, yes.
But there are no monsters though.
Well,
there should have been like
See-
monsters and gore.
See,
and,
what they don't understand, I came from a large family that had, we went to private school. So look, we got highlights and Boys Life, and it's a good magazine. But I was able to get my Famous Monsters magazine in Fangoria. Do you know what my mom did? My mom, she got me Famous Monsters, but she had to look through it to make sure there wasn't anything inappropriate.
Well, if she did that with
Oops.
Fangoria, she probably wouldn't let you subscribe.
Here's what happened. What happened is, as she went through Famous Monsters, there was only one time where she tore 2 pages out. It was The Exorcist.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's okay. I got
No,
it.
you should have done is you should have taken the cover off of the Fangoria and put it on Boys Life.
No,
Yeah,
but see, what happened, Carrie, is when I got Fangoria, she didn't even bother at that time. It was just
Right.
because I had the Famous Monsters one
Yeah.
first. She
Right.
started to make sure that everything was cool, and as I got the other one, she didn't even bother. other, so I was able to get Fangoria.
So it was too late to save you.
And the beautiful thing about Fangoria, and then I also would like to talk about Cinemagic.
Yes.
Because we all love Cinemagic.
We all
And
like
what was
the
great
Super
about
8 stuff.
Fangoria, and like again, the behind-the-scenes stuff
Yes,
of
yes.
learning
Well, this
the
is-
names of makeup artists.
Exactly. We
Right.
put Rick Baker on the cover of Starlog before there was even an Oscar for makeup.
Yeah.
And no one knew who he was.
It's with all the masks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the
Exactly.
You kind of
Exactly.
you kind of made them superstars.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we did because they were invisible people, but we knew that our audience for the magazines was interested in these people.
Absolutely.
I mean, the general public didn't even know who they were. They were just
Right,
names
right.
at the crawl at the end of a movie.
Right, just in the credits.
But our audience, some of them wanted to grow up and
do this
kind
Yes.
of stuff.
That
Yeah.
brings me to Cinemagic, because
That was
Cinemagic-
what Cinemagic was all about.
And we
Yeah.
all were doing Super 8 movies and doing stuff. I actually got I got a photo. I sent a photo in for Cinemagic when my friend and I, a makeup effects guy, were making a movie, and we have our little. It was the section where like.
Upcoming productions, you know.
Yes,
Like they could all put in little blurbs about their short films, and we were in one
You
of
got
the
his
issues.
in.
And I love
and
that magazine.
now that I moved out here to La La Land,
Yeah.
I've
Yes.
met a lot of people that grew up, especially on Cinemagic, like J.J. Abrams.
Yes.
I mean, that was a
Yes.
very important magazine to him. Robert Rodriguez,
Yeah. Right,
Guillermo
right.
del Toro.
And the guy who did Alien Factor and Don, I forget his name, but the guy who did Alien Factor and all these low-budget movies, he was in that magazine too a lot. Yeah, but it was like...
The Alien Spawn, that was another
Oh, yeah.
one that,
Yeah.
and I learned about
Deadly Spawn.
Deadly Spawn.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Have you been drinking this morning?
I'm sorry, I forgot the name of but yeah.
Well, there's a lot of movies.
There's a lot. There's a lot of Spawn and Dead and Alien, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get them confused sometimes.
Spawn is a spawn.
Spawn is a
Right.
spawn, as we all know. But but like learning about latex and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
it
Oh,
takes
yeah.
to do those effects, and I remember like there was one about spaceship design, and there was another one that was about.
Well, that's the thing. We did
yeah.
articles on modelers and matte painters.
Yeah.
Well, who even knew what a matte painter was, in those days? But we did cover articles on people like this.
Yeah.
And young kids that were reading it said, "Oh my God, that's what I want to do."
Right.
And we told them that this was, somebody who'd started out as a fan just like them.
Right.
And, that they had now become professionals, so it was possible to do it.
Right.
And one of my missions with all of our magazines was to basically give young people who had unique and bizarre values and interests the notion that they could actually turn this into a career. Because
Yeah.
here I was doing magazines and all kinds of stuff that was sort of a dream of mine when I was a kid.
Right.
And
you had nothing to kind of like, you had no Starlog or Fangoria
no,
back when you were a kid.
that was the magazine I always wanted and didn't have.
Right.
And now I was doing it, and I was making money doing it.
Right.
Which
It's your
enabled
job.
me to do another magazine that I wanted. I mean, making money is good because it opens doors
That's
for you
true.
for other things that you
Yeah.
want to do.
And isn't it amazing when you walk around here, when you walk around Monsterpalooza, and you
I'm
see
astounded by this event.
Yeah, the creativity and like all these up and coming people, the
I
new
said,
Rick Bakers.
This is hundreds of businesses that are all based around the
Our
world of
love of this
monsters
stuff,
and
right.
aliens and bizarre creatures.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's gotten more popular every year.
I
Like we
know.
had lines around the block.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We had to bully our way in just so we wouldn't have to wait in a line that was 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I said, "Follow me." I said, "I'm gonna tell them who I am and
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some of
act
my.
as if I deserve to get in." And we did.
That's
So,
it. Yeah.
Carrie, with today, modern times now, I mean, with the internet and digital era and Instagram and Twitter, do you see like the classic kind of magazine kind of coming back? I mean, where do you think it's going to go right now?
Well, there's an entertainment company based in Dallas, Texas, that just bought several of my magazines.
Including
And
Fangoria, right?
Yeah, they're going to bring Fangoria back to life as an actual magazine,
right,
as a
wow.
publication.
Awesome.
I think the first issue is scheduled to be released Halloween of this year,
Nice.
2018.
Awesome.
And the owner, we went up to Dallas and met with him a few weeks ago, and he hopes to bring Starlog back as an actual magazine in the future
Wow,
too.
that would be so awesome.
Bring it
Yeah.
back.
It's like coming
Exactly.
full circle, you know?
I actually thought that Starlog, because it's about the world of tomorrow, so I said it's always going to be valid. And I thought Starlog would, of all the magazines that I created with Norman, I thought Starlog would be the one that would outlast everything. But the strange thing is that Fangoria, my little evil child,
Yeah,
has
right.
outlived all of them and has
interesting,
become
yeah.
kind of the classic just
Right.
because it was so out of bounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
right.
so, right.
It's kind of
Right.
the punk rock.
It did.
of
It pushed the
you know?
envelope.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
we just interviewed Gene Simmons for a feature documentary that will be coming out later this summer.
Oh, wow.
It's called From the Bridge, which was the title of my column that opened each issue of Starlog.
Right.
Right.
Now, that's
Yeah.
the title of this feature documentary, and
Awesome.
we've interviewed over 30 amazing people for this about the growth of fandom in the last few decades.
Awesome.
And Gene Simmons is one of the people we interviewed because Kiss bought the back cover ad on Starlog for about the first 2 years of the magazine.
Wow.
And Gene talks about how
And he's a huge fan of all this stuff,
Oh, he
too.
is.
Oh, yeah.
And I never quite even understood why a rock and roll band would be buying a cover on a science fiction magazine.
Smart.
But lo and behold, those worlds come together.
They do.
Yeah.
In,
You're right.
in the audience that they
Right.
have.
When you have a comic book, when they put out that comic book where they actually had their blood in the ink,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get much more horror
pretty
than
awesome,
that. Yeah.
Well, From the Bridge also includes interviews with Stan Lee and Brian Fuller and Joe Dante
Awesome.
and
Wow.
Nichelle Nichols. Our host is George Takei.
Awesome.
Oh, great.
It's just everybody you ever wanted to hear them talk about how they have watched fandom grow and evolve
Right, right.
from the kind of invisible audience
Or like,
that
or like
was.
the Misfits, and now they're running.
Yeah, now we're mainstream.
Yeah.
Now we're mainstream.
Yeah.
You know, Carrie, the one thing I've learned from listening to you is we've got to get you on for a
Yeah,
regular
you wanna
show.
get on a regular
You know,
show.
we would love
We're in
to-
town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you think about coming over and we could
Yeah.
spend like
There we go.
maybe
The
have
car-
some
the cards
dinner,
are coming
some
out.
cocktails,
All right.
have some cocktails and
Yeah.
we'd have a great
We'll
time.
just nerd out.
Yeah, I Cinemagic.
All this. We can
God,
talk-
I
we
love
can talk
that.
for
I
hours about
love
this
that
stuff.
magazine. I'll take
Sure,
that, buddy.
awesome.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with us
Yes.
for a moment.
Absolutely.
It's such a
It's
pleasure
an
and
hon-
honor
it's
to
an honor.
meet you. And
Yes.
we'd love to have you back to do a whole show, right?
I would love to. Are you based here in LA?
We're Studio City.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in Hollywood, right?
There you go. Yeah. Oh, neighbors.
Hey, all right.
Neighbors.
Carrie, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it, and
We're going to do this again.
live
With
long
dinner and cocktails.
prosper, and may the force be with you.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
So as you guys know, my daughter really loves monster stuff. You know, like
Yes,
me.
she does.
You
And-
have taught her well.
Yes, yes. And
You have taught her.
And so I actually brought my daughter, Kathy, with me with her really good friend, Ariana, who also loves monster stuff.
Hi, Ariana.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So how are you guys doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
Really? Okay, so you've been here at the convention for a little bit. You've checked some stuff out. What have you girls seen that you think is really cool?
I see a lot of like creepy but also really cute things. They're like little figures and stuff. Those are really adorable.
I found like a bunch of really cool artwork. Like there's storybooks too of like scary nursery rhymes and living dead dolls too.
Wait, what's the scary nursery rhymes? Tell me about that.
Like there was one where like Jill killed Jack and then she killed herself.
That's how that story. That's how that story would have gone
Yeah.
in real life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also it's like really cool artwork with it too, and it like makes it all creepy and awesome.
So do you guys kind of like, you prefer like the kind of creepy, scary stuff, but with a little bit of humor to it, kind of
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, that's always fun.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, now, but Ariana, I think you've been experienced, but you've been doing a lot of stuff with makeup lately.
Yes. Yeah, it's like really cool. I love seeing how people can create things off of other people and then also making it scary or making it cute or making it awesome.
Right.
Yeah, no,
right.
so what we did, we briefly, guys, we just kind of walked the floor really quickly, and I pointed to Ariana about all the various little makeup things, and we asked, what are you making? And they're saying, oh, I'm making a cat creature. We're making a werewolf creature. And some people are doing wounds, and Ariana's looking at it going, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like so cool. I love all the different things that you can do with makeup. It's just anything. You can do it.
Is that something you're thinking maybe getting into and trying?
Absolutely. I
Really?
think that's going to be my career. Anything with makeup, I would love to do.
Now, we just had Carrie O'Quinn, who had was the creator of Starlog magazine.
And Fangoria and all the magazines we grew up with.
Yeah, and he was talking to us about, hey, showing young kids, what's out there and how I want to do stuff. And that's what's happening now. Here, these kids are seeing stuff for the, real makeup stuff.
Yeah,
And
this
so
is
that's
the
what I wanna
breeding
do.
ground for future monster kids.
Are you guys seeing a lot of other people your age? A lot?
Not really. I've seen a lot of kids that are
There
like
weren't that many
younger
people.
and like
Okay,
some maybe
even younger.
teenagers, but not really our exact age.
There was one little kid who was dressed up in a I don't know what it was, a scary skeleton alien thing.
Oh, yeah, we
I
saw
think it
that
Oh,
was
guy.
he's
great.
great.
He's creepy.
He is
Yeah.
creepy.
Like just waving at us and
Yeah.
He was
I'm
doing
like,
all these
"Hi."
weird movements, and he was like,
he
"Yeah,
he
that's
sells
awesome.
that costume. He really does. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So now you're walking around, you're looking at all this stuff, and right now, what are the franchises, the things, the movies, the TV shows that you guys are into right now?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
I love the movie It.
Yes, yeah,
same.
that's
All
a-
the
cool.
newer horror movies are really good, even
Cool.
though I haven't seen a lot
What
of them.
about like Annabelle?
I love
Right.
Annabelle.
Annabelle was
Yeah.
great.
Have you
Cool.
seen the big the Annabelle dolls over there
I
in
love
the corner?
them. They're my
Yeah,
new best
It was
friend.
amazing.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We were at Monsterpalooza last year, and did you meet a few?
Yeah, they were actually really nice. The girls from Annabelle.
Oh,
We
cool.
took a picture with them,
She
and
gave
they were
me
here.
a hug.
She gave you a
Aw.
hug.
Yeah, one of them gave me a hug.
She was so sweet, and then they had this whole you got to ask them questions, and one of the little girls was talking about how she ever got the doll. She would burn it or something.
No, she said she would burn it, then feed it to a pig, and then not kill the pig because pigs are cute or something.
Yeah,
She's really thought this out.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
horrible.
Now, I see you girls have made some purchases already.
Yes.
What can you tell me
What'd you
what you
get?
purchased?
What do you got?
I got a poster that says Trick or Treat. It has really cute artwork. I actually did get a lot of artwork here because
That's
it's all
cool.
creepy, but it's cute at the same time, and that's my kind of thing.
Okay.
That's
All right.
cool.
I got a little vampire figure, and he's really cute, and he has little button eyes.
Yeah.
And then I got these two creatures that this woman made, she created herself.
Yeah.
And they're really cute.
They look like deformed.
I know, but they're so cute.
But are they like little hamsters? With a,
Deformity
they're
is
like-
cute.
I've never heard the word cute so many times at Monsterpalooza.
but they're adorable. Like,
yeah, you're gonna show me?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what you
'Cause they're
got.
adorable.
Well, she's got them
They
wrapped
look
up in
like-
tissue because they're
Yeah.
because
They're deformed.
They're yeah. Their wounds are healing.
No, these are the great thing about Monsterpalooza is you have people who are making one of a kind
Oh, that's
artwork.
great. That is cute.
Oh,
That is
cool.
cute.
I like that.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
look at that.
What is that? It's like a
I don't
a
know what it
hamster
is,
with
but
a
it's
plant
adorable.
growing out of its head.
Yeah. It's weird.
It could happen.
Oh, look what Ariana's got.
And
That's kinda
since
like-
I love Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yeah,
I got a little
I like that.
zero
That's awesome.
Yeah.
artwork thing that I'm probably going to put in my room
That's
somewhere.
nice. Yeah, it came matted too. So
So Ariana, what do your
They aim to
folks
please here.
What do your folks think about your spooky obsessions? Or
Well, my dad is completely fine with it because he's the one who actually showed me all the spooky stuff
of
when I was
course, there we
younger.
go.
My mom isn't really that into it, but my dad is yeah, definitely show her the horror movies. Give her all the spooky stuff. Let her be creative with all the scary things that she wants to because that's cool. That's what people like.
Yeah.
It spawns creativity too,
well, her dad is a great dad. Her dad is Joe Johnson, the guy who fixed Walter Koenig's pinball machine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's
great.
Friend of the
Okay.
show,
Yes,
love
he
that
is.
guy.
That's right.
Very
and,
much so.
And so he's doing the right thing by letting his daughter get into the spooky stuff.
Now, we've talked about more modern things. When it comes to older movies, I know, Kathy, I know you like a lot of the older stuff. You like The Creature from the Black
Yeah.
Lagoon. How about you?
I haven't seen too many of the older movies. I know Kathy's an expert on a lot of them, and she's the one who actually shows me all this
That's cool.
old.
She
What's
can like
horror.
what's the one that stuck out in your mind of anything?
Definitely Creature of the Black Lagoon because I know that both Kathy and Larry both love it, and
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's really cool.
It's cool, yeah.
and it holds up really well
Yeah.
today. you
Yeah.
know.
The costume's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
isn't there
Harry.
isn't there a pinball machine at your house too?
Yeah, we do have a Creature of the Black Lagoon pinball machine, but it's kind of old theater drive-in kind of
Cool,
style.
yeah, it's
And
awesome.
It's really cool. I just love it all.
That sounds great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, Halloween it's a ways away. but I was really curious. I know that you girls have dressed up in pretty amazing costumes. Are you still planning to dress up?
Oh
for
my gosh, yes.
I will dress up for Halloween every single year of my life, even if it's not cool anymore. Because if I had the chance to do makeup and wear a wig and wear a costume and pretend to be another character, I will do it.
I'm with you. Now, when you're at school,
Oh my gosh.
how does this obsession go over?
Okay. We
ahead.
we have it so we have friends who like scary stuff and they like creepy stuff, but their parents are like, no, you're too young, and I just like let them do what they want.
But then there
Yes.
are other students who will be like, wow, you like that? How could you? That's against everything I've ever known. And I'll be like, but it's horror. That, like, how can you not like it? It gives you, like...
It's exciting.
Yeah,
It's
exciting.
fun.
It's
We're
creative.
told in our Bible class that it's like,
Well, okay.
Finish your
we're
statement.
told in our Bible class that things that are bad are like that and scary are like that you shouldn't be associating yourself with that kind of stuff because it's bad.
Yeah, you're
But
running.
it's
We're
fun.
running with a bad crowd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you just kind of laugh inside. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. Like, whenever we have someone tell us, it's like, oh, no, you shouldn't like horror. We'll just be like, please, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and you know what? Those people don't have any fun.
Yeah, and of course, there's nothing horrific in the Bible.
Yeah, right.
Not at all. What are you talking about?
Whatever.
Wow. Well, girls, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I know you girls have to
Yeah,
run off
go
to some
have
big
fun.
Yeah,
stuff, and,
buy some more stuff.
Yeah.
all right, and then
Yes.
come back and tell us what else you found out there, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
I
go
actually ran out
buy.
of all my money, so...
Honey, it's okay.
Okay.
Go put it on the slate. Put
Okay.
it on the card.
Ariana-
Go buy a severed head and bring it to Bible class.
I think you got more stuff than me.
I actually probably did, but it's mostly artwork that I
Still,
love.
you
Or
you got some
makeup.
stuff for like free.
Yeah.
And I got nothing for
I got
free.
free fake
and now I'm
blood.
sad.
Work it. Go work
Last
it.
queen.
Well, girls, thank you very much. You go have a great
Thanks,
time,
guys.
and we'll see what else you get by the end of the day, okay?
Okay,
Ariana,
thank you.
Kathy, thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
So, I'm,
So-
I'm,
so-
I'm sitting here, and James gets up, and there's this guy.
Yeah,
that's
James took the initiative to actually talk to someone.
Who should walk by but Kyle Yount, the creator and producer and host of Kaiju Cast.
Kaiju Cast.
Thanks for stopping by.
Oh man, it's been on my list to do ever since I got here on Friday.
We've been trying to have you
Whoa,
on the
whoa,
show.
whoa! Wait a minute. You were here on Friday, and you haven't been here.
I
till
know,
now?
terrible. I'm actually here with a whole bunch of other Kaiju Cast crew members. Like we basically have a group of 5 of us down here, and I don't know where the hell they are right now. But yeah, we've been wandering around, but also on our own too.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
we've been trying to get you on the show forever.
And I've been wanting to come on for a while too. It just being in LA for Monsterpalooza, I usually don't have the time to
Of course
stop
not.
by.
No.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
Look at that.
Hey!
Look. You know, we've been talking about, because we know that you do the Japan tours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so we've
yeah.
been talking about doing that. And, you know, it would be fun if maybe we even pooled our resources
Join
sometime.
forces.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And did a
How
connection. We'll have our group. You'll have your group, and then we'll merge them.
Oh.
And it'll be like a classic kaiju battle.
I mean, we're a dynamic.
Or a team up. How about
Yeah, or a team.
up?
Well, it'll be like the fight, and then they team up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Against the third
I mean, you
podcast.
bastards.
I mean, we're a dynamic group of guys, you know, very entertaining,
wow. For
exciting,
sure, yeah.
you know, and I'm sure we bring a lot to the whole
The
you know, group.
experience?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Now, any of our listeners who are into kaiju, it's almost like a waste of time to say check out Kaiju Cast, because you already do. Because Kaiju Cast is the foremost
Yes.
resource for kaiju information.
Sure.
I mean, there's a lot of kaiju podcasts, but Kaiju Cast is like the one. There's
Yes.
the
It's the
undisputed.
gold- the gold standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old standard.
And you
No,
go-
the
you-
gold standard, not the
No,
old
no,
standard.
I like old standard. We are definitely the old standard.
You're the old standard.
I mean,
But for any of our listeners that have not checked out Kaiju Cast, if you're into Godzilla or kaiju in any way, Kaiju Cast goes deep. I mean, you guys, you cover so many different areas of the kaiju
oh,
genre.
thanks, man. Thanks.
I listened to episodes. I mean, there was one that you did from your tour, and
Yeah.
what you and your tour talked about, like the places you had been, were just like they blew my mind. And the things that you had access to.
We were super lucky for that.
yeah.
It was amazing. And You had another episode where you interviewed someone who had actually worked at Subaraya or interned there.
Yeah, Brad Warner, yeah.
And he had access to like their vaults.
Yeah.
And opening up boxes.
Yeah.
You were opening boxes?
Well, he's a different guy, but yeah. We're talking about Brad Warner, who used to be, he was like the only gaijin that worked with Subaraya Productions for a while in like the early 2000s. He actually lives here in Los Angeles.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
And so what kind of stuff did you see, like when going into those vaults?
Oh, man. Okay, so what we did is we saw somebody's personal collection. And
Okay.
Their personal collection was absolutely filled with props and memorabilia. And, I mean, what did we see? It would almost be a smaller list to say what didn't we see.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, basically, we got to check out actual suit pieces. Like, the guy who owns the house basically like has a Godzilla leg. He put it on and like.
Oh man,
like,
Godzilla leg.
Yeah, dude, the guy's got an insane collection. If you ever go to Japan and there is a currently running exhibition called the DNA exhibition. It's the DNA of Tokusatsu. And it's a totally like a museum exhibit. So if it's ever running while you're there, you have to go check it out because it's a lot of his collection and some other people's collections of really classic Godzilla and Tokusatsu stuff.
Like the little models that they use for the Shobijin fairies.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, we got to hold those.
Yeah, I know. Really, to actually see that stuff and hold it and touch it, and like this is something I saw in a movie that shaped me.
Yeah,
and then here I am.
It was mind-blowing. It really was a mind-blowing experience.
Did you stay at the Grassery in the Godzilla room?
We rented it, so we were there as a group, right? So basically we booked it out for one night.
Yeah.
And then only one of us actually ended up staying there. I was like, well, you guys can stay here if you want to, but all my stuff's back at the hotel. And I don't want to have to go back to the hotel and then back here, so we'll just... You guys, if anybody wants to stay, you can stay. And only one of our members was like,
"You're kidding!"
I'm in. I know, right? It's
wow,
surprising.
we'd be fighting for the one bed.
That's right.
There's two beds.
Two beds.
I know there's two beds, and I
We
you
can
know what I would
both.
do?
We can spoon.
We'd be Matt. We'd be spooning. I swear to God. I'm not,
Yes, we would.
I'm not going to go to Japan and say, "Well, we only spend one night in the room. There's only two beds." I'm saying, I don't care who I'm sleeping with. I'm sleeping in this
no,
room.
all rules are off.
You can fit. There's at least two like single beds, and then or double beds maybe, and then you could probably fit people on the floor too.
Now, this is the Grassery Hotel in Shinjuku, for our listeners that don't know, which is a Godzilla-themed hotel. There's a giant Godzilla head off of the roof and a Godzilla-themed room, which I would imagine has a waiting list probably like years.
You know, I don't think it does, actually. Basically, they only have one room.
What? That's so stupid.
Yeah, I know. They need more.
You can check in to their website and like email them in English, and they'll write you back and tell you if they have it available. We were lucky. While we were there for that trip, one of the days they had open, so we basically just booked it.
Wow.
And then had our little... It was basically like we had a wrap party for the trip in the Godzilla hotel room.
Now, just for people who don't know anything about this, what's really cool is, I guess, when you go to the room, and it's like you get in, you open the door... I mean, it's got all kinds of things in there, but don't they give you a little Godzilla gift or something?
Yeah, so if you stay in that room, they give you a bag of stuff. Like really cool stuff. So like there's
what?
like little figurines.
Nice.
And so we split it up in our group, and I took home like a little. It's either a little sake dish or a little soy sauce dish that's got a cool like Japanese pattern with the silhouette of Godzilla out of the middle. It's pretty rad.
Oh,
That is so great.
that.
How much does that room run?
It is about $500 a night.
Oh, okay.
So it's not something that I myself would be like, here, let me just throw down the money on that. But if you're with a group and everybody's willing to split it, after about 5 people, it's not so bad.
My wife has points. We could maybe work this out.
Matt,
I wonder if they use points there, but let's hope they do.
Matt, we're spooning.
No.
I swear to God. We're
Larry, it's so on.
Kyle, another thing I love about Kaiju Cast is that you bring up stuff like new releases and toys that I would not otherwise know about. Like, I was always looking for the little Dorat figures that combine into King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
And Iwakura had produced them, but I had found one, but then it was really hard to find the other two because you need 3.
You need 3.
And on your
It's
show,
an incomplete collection with only one, my friend.
No.
yes, it's like your brain will explode just looking at one.
Yeah.
But you had mentioned on your show that the SH Monster Arts had done the Mecha King Ghidorah and they came with the Dorats. So it's like, oh great, I can actually afford these things now.
Nice. Congratulations on your new Dorat adoption that you have.
Well, there's many things on the bucket list, but again, I appreciate your podcast because you can tip me off to that kind of stuff.
Now, do you mind if I ask
love
one
doing it,
question?
yeah.
Because he's Mr. Kaiju Cast. He's Mr. Expert here.
Mm-hmm.
I got in an argument with one of these guys here about Megalon.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, wouldn't you consider Megalon a type of bug?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like
Yes.
he's
Yes.
kind of like a rhinoceros beetle.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Who did
From
we argue with?
SHAWN SHERIDAN.
Sean.
Who's decided to escape here? He's running around. But I wanted to show from the expert he is a type
absolutely.
of bug.
There's actually a long-standing summertime trend in Japan where kids will go out and collect these beetles. And Stuart Galbraith IV, who he's written some books on the subject, he basically posits that because Megalon is based on something kind of like those Beatles designs, not definitely for sure that, but he thinks it was inspired by kids collecting those in the summertime.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
bet. Yeah, the whole beetle thing is very popular in
Yeah.
Japan. You'll see
And
a lot
it's
of
a
the
limited time. They only do it during the summer,
Yeah.
and then you never see the Beatles
They
for
have-
the rest of the year.
Candy toys, like candy
Yeah, a
toys
lot
with
of the-
Beatles.
That
It's like,
too,
yeah,
what's
gashapon.
Oh man,
Yeah.
the gashapon candy
Yeah.
toy stuff
Yeah.
in Japan is off the charts cool. The amount of every time I go to Akihabara,
Oh yeah,
town,
yeah.
and I just walk by the banks of them. And
I
I'm like, how many of these things do I need to drop 300 yen in right now?
Yeah, I always look for the weirdest one.
Yeah.
There was one, we've talked about it on our show before, but there was one that had these aliens that were inside a human head, and the top of the head would pop off, and the little alien had a cockpit
That's
that he's
cool.
driving the human.
I got last time I picked up some little Godzilla. They were little netsuki, if you know what those are.
What's that?
Old, ancient Japanese charms, basically. If you wanted to carry around a coin purse, but you were wearing a kimono, you don't have pockets.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get a coin purse, and then you put this thing called a netsuki on it, and it loops around your obi belt.
Oh, yes.
And so they're little carved ivory pieces. In
I have
real
one.
life. Yeah.
I have
I've
a
got couple,
skull.
too. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, they made a whole series of Godzilla ones, and they were in the gashapon machines last time I went.
Wow.
So I picked one up. I don't have one on
Oh,
my bag right
man.
now, but I carried it around on my bag for the whole time I was there in January.
We have to go to Japan with you.
Oh,
yes.
We
Yeah.
have to go.
Yeah.
My new favorite haunt is Kaiju Sakaba.
Oh, Kaiju Sakaba? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you know you guys did go to the one in Kawasaki?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been there 3 times.
Okay, do you know there's a new one?
Yeah, there's a new one.
Yeah, Shimbashi is where the new one is, and it's really cool. Really cool.
And your
Different vibe.
documentary, Hail to the King, included some scenes shot in there, right?
Well, that
You
was the one in Kawasaki. So
Okay.
basically, Tsuburaya, or whoever is working with Tsuburaya, has created 3 of these bars so far. The first one was in Kawasaki. That's where we shot our documentary, the end interviews with the kids. And then there was one that opened up in Osaka. The one in Kawasaki stayed open, but the one in Osaka closed after a year.
Oh.
And then just recently they opened a new one in Shimbashi, where it's called the Shimbashi Kaiju Sakaba Distillery, I believe. And they've got stained glass windows with Balton and Mephilas. It's
I
really
saw that.
cool,
Yeah. I love that. That place is so great. And the one in Kawasaki, first of all, Kawasaki is a ridiculous party town.
Oh yeah.
Right. When you
Well,
get
it's
off the
totally,
train, you're
it's blue collar, right?
Yeah. And we went to Kaiju Sakaba, and it's a wonderland. There's props and stuff everywhere. And then we're done, and we're going back to the train station, and we're going to get the last train out. And
Oh,
it is
yeah.
mayhem.
Yeah.
It is, people falling over, and it was...
People get real drunk in Japan.
Yeah, it was incredible. But I love that place, and I really love the food there. There's
Yeah.
There's this little entrail stew that you eat out of Ultra 7's head.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think we had that one.
It's so good.
I know I had the sort of rice pilaf out of the Bolton claw. And the,
Yeah.
The twin tail.
Twin tail.
Yeah, the twin tail.
Twin tail,
And,
that's a good
one
meal.
time I was able to have the bird on balls, which is sort of crazy spicy chicken balls.
Works for me.
Yeah, it worked for me too. It was great.
Chicken balls.
Chicken balls.
Chicken
you don't
balls.
think they have them. But anyway.
mystery food in Japan. It's always a
Yeah.
big part of the
Yeah.
experience.
The really tough chickens have chicken balls.
Well, it's so brazen.
Well, dude, we've got to do something together.
Yes,
Yeah.
And we-
yes, it would be wonderful.
Because there's so much stuff we can talk about. I mean, we've got to have you on for a real show.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Someday.
When you're in town,
Yeah.
have a
well,
couple of days
just
to
let me
spare.
know. I'm totally down anytime you guys want to do it.
awesome.
Right on.
Well, thank you, Kyle.
Well,
Kyle,
thanks for
thank
having
you
me
so
on.
much,
Thank
buddy.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Well, bam.
Yay!
You know what? If this is really funny because anytime you could be here at Monsterpalooza and then someone will come up that you will, hey, look,
Brian
my
Peck.
friend of the show, it's Brian Peck.
Brian Peck.
Peck.
You
guys
Oh
come
my
from?
gosh.
The lovely and talented Brian Peck.
The man who
thank
was
you.
celebrity encounters expert. My gosh, he's met so many
The story.
celebrities.
Oh, your stories.
The world's longest podcast
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
of
You know what?
Monster Party.
Now, let me tell you
That was a
something.
goodie.
That is such a great episode. I've had people tell me that guy Brian Peck. My gosh, that's such a great show.
Yeah.
And you know
a lot
the-
of great feedback from our guests on that
Yeah.
one.
And
from
the-
our listeners.
Oh, good.
I tell the Thing story to almost anyone who will hear it.
My crazy break into the set of the
Oh
thing.
man, that's
I
so
know,
great.
I know. I still dream of going back there and hiding in the corner for a little longer than I managed
Yeah.
to the first time.
No,
But-
we have people tell us about that specific story. You go, I can't believe this guy did that, and also we've got people commenting on the Blade Runner gun.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
You know?
Yeah,
and by
that's
the
a
way,
great one.
I don't know if you know this, but here
Oh, yeah.
at Profiles in History at this convention is actually showcasing a gun from Blade Runner.
Oh, really?
And I
So
wonder.
I wondered. I went, wait a minute, could that?
I'll
Because
have
I
to go look at it.
You
Yes,
have to go
yeah.
take a look
Okay.
at it.
I'll
but,
know.
But it's so funny to see you here because they have Planet of the Apes stuff here, they have Blade Runner stuff here, and there's all kinds of things stuff here. All the stuff that we had talked about on our show.
Well, why do you think I'm here? It is because they have all
can't-
that stuff.
It's so strange to see you
yeah,
here.
it was between this and the Home and Garden Convention in Yorba Linda.
Which I hear is
And
terrifying.
I went with the Monster Convention instead. I don't know
Bed Bath
why.
and Beyond has a great con that they do every year.
But you know what? The one thing, Brian, that I know is we had such a great time, and I know there's a whole bunch of other stories that you have.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to
Yeah,
have you back
yeah, we gotta
eventually
do
to
some
do
stories.
maybe
Yes,
another
definitely.
one.
Yeah, so you'll just have to, if I start to repeat myself, you'll just have to slap me. Because
We've done that.
The amount of Jack Daniels you lubricated me with that evening, I may not remember what I was saying.
Well,
You know-
when we had Mark Pitta. We had Mark Pitta on,
Right.
And Pitta, it was funny.
It was pretty
towards the
hilarious.
end because we saved our little. We were going to do like a bonus segment of celebrity encounters, and he starts telling stories, but he's already had quite a bit of tequila. So I mean, it was funny. He started and stopped stories maybe 3 times. Like we're like,
The same
okay,
story.
now this is you must be doing a gag right now because there's no way that you
Yeah,
can be
we-
telling this
we
story.
looked at each other.
My stories were complete. I think they got a little more slurred. As I went.
Well, that's
But that's
Brian,
a-
you're
part of the
it's a
territory.
party, yeah.
No, you are shortchanging yourself. You were wonderful.
Yes, you
I
were.
had
Yeah, it
such
was
a
great.
great
It was-
time talking
yeah.
to you about your story. I mean, we've all had different celebrity encounters, but it was just such a pleasure.
I'm going
Such
to
an
take
honor.
Larry home so he could just occasionally tell me how wonderful my stories are.
Yeah.
Because I have other friends, and my roommate in particular is like, "Oh God, another story."
Well, you know-
you're one of the few people he actually speaks nicely about.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
Your check is in the mail.
No. I get, and the funny thing is, if listeners remember, Brian has this amazing collection of
Yes,
Planet of
you
the Apes
do.
stuff,
Yeah.
Yes.
which I've been trying to get these clowns here to come with me to go over to his place. So, but
yeah,
I
we
just can't.
said, hey,
Every time he says clown, it's a corporate sponsor now.
an angel gets its wings.
Yeah.
No,
He gets 15 cents for every clown.
A clown gets his little red
his
nose.
red nose.
Yeah.
Or,
No,
or-
no,
or
no.
a demon
No,
gets
but
its
listen, I
horns.
will tell you now, Larry, what I always say. You are gentlemen or well, I don't know about that you're gentlemen, but you guys are welcome to my home to see the ape collection anytime. I will
Great.
warn you, though,
Yeah.
that currently
Uh-oh.
a good fourth of my ape collection has gone on exhibit at the USC Cinema School.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Wait,
Okay,
who's
that makes
that?
sense.
Somebody saw
Their
that. Somebody saw
large
that.
Apes
Okay.
extravaganza. They've
Cool.
been doing like a 4-month-long
A friend
retrospective.
of mine sent these pictures to me and said, "Look at these amazing things." And I'm looking, I go, I wonder if that, because I did think, is that something? No, Brian wouldn't have let his stuff out, but
I know I did.
But it's on loan, right? I mean,
It's on
they're
loan.
just-
Yeah, it's coming back sometime next month. It's
Well,
already been
cool.
there like a few months. It'll be back next month.
You know, I'm
Cool.
going to wait. I'm
so
going
wait,
I'm going to wait.
I mean, I still have a lot of stuff at my
Yeah,
house.
yes, I.
Well, we got to see it in
You
its
need to see it all in its
Yeah.
right
natural
proper
habitat.
its proper
glory.
environment.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I want to do? I want to go to your place, and I want us to wear our shirts, and I want to bring little 8 masks, and so we can kind of
Eat bananas and
Yeah,
just
well,
go crazy.
yeah. Would it be great to get our pictures with Brian's stuff, like, and the lawgiver, and we have 8 masks on? Wouldn't that be
I want
fun?
to. I want to
Yeah.
throw my poo. That's
That was the one scene missing from all of those.
that should have been in Conquest. That should have been in Conquest.
That
Yeah.
would have been perfect. They cut out the blood, but they should have put in more poo.
Yeah, yeah, really.
You know,
Well,
that
no,
would-
it was funny because I actually had a fairly large. I will admit it right now. I'm quite hungover because
Well,
As you
we all
should.
kind of
I'm
we all
not a
kind of
huge
do
drinker,
that.
But so far, like you guys got me drunk, and now I'm here talking to you again, and I'm totally hungover.
You only relate to us when you're drunk.
Yeah,
or
but
hungover.
I had a movie that I was one of the producers on called Bitch Slap. And and we are. It is
3D?
I'm
It should be
shocked to
3D.
say- It really should have been 3D. I am shocked to say that it has been 10 years since we made that film, and we had a big 10-year anniversary party at my house last night
Wow.
with all the cast and
Yeah.
a lot of the crew, and we had a really, really good time.
Cool.
And my producing partners on that are Eric Grundeman and Rick Jacobson, and Eric was the executive producer of Xena and Hercules.
Oh wow!
nice.
Okay.
The TV series.
I've heard of
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
shows.
Yeah, and Rick, who directed Bitch Slap and co-wrote it, Rick, the reason we waited to have the party, he just got back from New Zealand because he's producer and one of the main directors on Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Okay.
So
which we
Rick is
love.
back. So we made this crazy movie 10 years ago, and we just got together for lunch last week because it's been 10 years and we're cooking up another film that we want to do.
Nice.
All right.
And
Is there
I will-
anything you can?
The only thing I will say about it is that it possibly takes place at a convention very similar to the one we're currently.
Oh, okay. I like
Nice.
it. I like
Cool.
it. Great.
So,
Oh, well,
All right.
Brian, thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much,
coming
man.
by. And the
Absolutely.
great thing about Monsterpalooza is we're talking to a guest, we're having a great time, and then all of a sudden, another guest
Another
comes.
guest.
Look, Brian.
Oh my God.
a much more important guest.
camel
We
What a
have
shock.
Bobby Slayton, the Pitbull of
Bobby
comedy,
Slayton.
from
You
our
know,
Preacher Show.
I'm very upset so far from Ed Wood. I only got recognized once, even though I stole the movie.
Real quickly, I was
make it quickly. That's
I
the
was
key
on
point.
the set of Ed Wood for one day because Scott and Larry, who wrote Ed Wood, were very good friends of mine from college. And the
Nice.
one day I was on set watching was when this man was doing his scene.
Like
Awesome.
yeah, you
So I
learn
was
so
there
much.
watching you shoot that.
You can stay if you keep talking about me.
Yeah, no, you were good. You
Brian,
did a good job.
you're a Universal Monster fan, aren't
oh,
you?
Yes, of course.
I mean, Bobby's huge. I mean, he loves the creature, but
Frankenstein
he's
fan.
mostly a Frankenstein fan.
Don't tell me what kind of fan I am.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very multifaceted in the
You
monster
like
world.
a lot of monsters.
Okay, are you done now?
I'm dead, Bobby.
Okay, all right.
I don't know why you shot your illustrious scene.
I just don't like sugar.
You know that scene is actually taught in acting classes.
Good, nice to see him. By the way, let me tell you guys, welcome
Yeah.
back to the Bobby Slayton Show. If you're just tuning in, here on the Monster Party Channel 666 on your dial. Thank you, like Robin Williams or the ad. You know, a friend of mine flew in. You met him earlier. A friend of mine, Dale Powers, who's a musician down in Florida. I told him about this last year, and he's such a Monster fan. And he, I said, you got to fly in for this. So, you know, my girlfriend didn't want to go, which is great. See, unlike your wife, Matt, there's a million things you could buy her here. There's nothing here my girlfriend would want. And
right.
the only reason I wanted to bring her here is so I could find the most hideous thing I want for her to go, who would have that in their house? That's what I would
That's
buy.
it.
And she said, you know, it's like when I was married, if my wife goes, I just saw a great movie with my friend, you know, Melinda. They go, well, I'm not going to see it.
No.
They say there's the worst movie. They hated Ed Wood. I think this is a great film. I knew it was a great film.
Ed Wood is one of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah.
Me, and, you know,
Maybe
me
Burton's
too.
best still.
It's-
Yeah.
It is, and maybe because it's not the fantasy. It's real. And by the way, your scene that you do when you're on stage and your character is adding lib when Bela Lugosi has to deliver his lines, and Bela Lugosi gets confused, and you start berating Bela Lugosi. You
Right.
get pissed. I mean, I hated you.
I cosplay that character many times. I cosplay it.
But you were so good, and
Well,
I
we
felt
ad-libbed the
so
whole-
bad.
ad-libbed the whole scene.
That was
What do you
awesome.
mean you ad-libbed the whole scene?
We kind of ad-libbed it because, you know, Tim Burton said just kind of, makeup stuff if you want.
That's awesome.
No way. So that whole little thing you went,
Well, most of the movie, I advise about most of the film, but I don't like to talk about that.
Thank you for saving Ed Wood, Bobby.
Anyway, no, but
How was Burton? How was Burton to work with?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I wrong about this? But is this better than it was last year? It seems like it's so much. Some of the masks,
the convention?
it puts Don Post to shame with all.
No, they're great. The creativity of all these guys. They're the up and comers. They're the new Rick Bakers. They're the new Rob Bottin's.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's incredible. Like that's why I love coming here.
And what's amazing is some of the makeup people. There are a few women who are half naked.
Yeah.
And they're doing makeup on, and a lot of the guys, at least half the guys here, I've never seen a naked woman, let alone a naked monster woman. This is like the greatest thing. Naked monster woman to these people.
Yesterday we had a body painter.
We had our own mostly naked woman here with Monster Party painted on her back.
Yeah, if you would have come by, if you would have come by yesterday, you would have seen
That's
it.
why you got to get the 3-day pass.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
3 hours is enough for me. I'm getting late. I'm okay.
The fact that you're still here is amazing.
Now, Bobby, is there anything that you're going to purchase today or anything?
Yeah,
that you
Look, first of all, I don't have a lot of room in my house anymore for any more stuff.
Yeah.
The one thing that I would want to buy if I had the money was there's one guy, McGee Studios. He did the giant, when Michael Keaton in Beetlejuice turned into the snake.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
awesome.
great.
Last year, he was the guy that made the rabbit from the Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
remake.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Remake.
Yeah.
Wow, cool. I love
He did that Tex Avery rabbit, and my
So
friend
good.
Tom Savini.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they said they sold 4 of them. So that I would buy if
Wow.
I had room and money in my house.
Yeah.
Here's what I did buy though.
Yeah.
I got the Chiodo brothers from Killer Clowns to sign a picture for me because I'm one of the last surviving critters. I have a critter that was given to me.
No,
It's sitting in my kitchen.
That's awesome.
Since my wife passed away a couple of years ago, there's a lot of stuff that was in my office that's made its way into the main
Sure.
room, the
Sure.
main house,
Right,
which is
right.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But make room for one monster, get rid of another, sort of.
Well, I know.
Sorry, Eddie, rest in peace.
Well, I know that you have a life-size creature, so if you're thinking of getting rid of that, I might
No,
know.
not
I know someone who might take it off your hand.
That is, you know what? I always want to get cremated, but I'm actually thinking of getting one of those mausoleums to take it with me. Because I know my daughter's going to sell on eBay for $50. So there's a bunch of stuff I'm going to take.
I want the lenticular.
Yeah, you have a
lenticular.
that John
Oh,
Landis
lenticular.
gave
Yeah,
me.
that thing is
Oh, wow.
beautiful.
Did you frame the last thing I gave you? The beautiful.
No, you gave
Creature
that to
Walks
me.
Among Us
I
poster?
did. You gave that to me.
I thought I gave it to you, man.
You gave it to the show,
gave it
and
to
then
the show,
and then he guilted me. He was like, "Are you really gonna keep that?"
I gave it to the show. to me.
okay.
You know,
I hate to say this, but these two here, you are the show, Matt.
Well, that's our shit.
Yes.
That's it. That's it for Monster
no,
Party.
no.
I
You're
love
right,
it. I have
Bob.
to leave with it. I have to leave with an insult. By the way, there's a whole list. Now I'm pissed. Just
You're
a
on
few of our
there.
Special podcast.
You're on there.
guests. And Jake fucking
Yeah.
Johansson's up there.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Jackie Kashin.
Yeah, for our listeners,
And I'm not there?
for our
You
listeners,
are on there.
For our
I'm not-
listeners,
I'm not
we
on the-
have all our guests. We
I'm
have
not on the
pictures.
poster?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
you
have
are.
we have a poster with all
Yeah, you
these
are. You're right
guests.
there.
You're right there.
Yeah,
Second row down.
I'm okay.
I'm surprised it took that long for you to find you.
It's because you shrunk my nose. No, it's good. But my picture should be a little bit bigger than Greg Proops.
Well, Bobby, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for having
stopping
me,
by. I
fella.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
And by the way, so again,
Thanks,
we're
man.
talking to Bobby Slate, and then all of a sudden, someone comes up in a flashy shirt.
And this is Bobby's friend.
Actually, his illegitimate son.
Bobby's illegitimate
I am,
son.
yes.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
And-
And, what,
and
and
now-
what's your name, sir?
Dale Powers.
And Dale, this is the outfit that you've got on. What is this?
Actually, I'm an entertainer at the Hard Rock Casino in Hollywood, Florida.
Sweet.
And what do you do?
Nice.
I'm a piano player, singer, and a band leader.
Really?
Cool.
Yes.
Do you do like a specialize in like doing Elvis stuff,
Everything,
Liberace,
rock and roll,
or-
jazz, blues, R&B, everything.
Nice.
But on top of that, if I throw the word George Zuko out at you,
What?
Yeah.
3 films right off the top of your head.
Ape Man.
Ape Man.
Yep. One of the mummies. I'm not sure if it was
Yeah,
his-
which mummy?
His hand, his neck, his
is it
toe.
Mummy's
No, I think it was The Mummy's Hand, the first Karras sequel, which is The Mummy's Hand. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the next one too, he was in too. I think Mummy's
Yeah, there's
Tomb,
two of
or
them.
yeah.
He's the cat that's wearing the
Yeah,
fez.
the fez hat. Yeah,
Right,
he's
gotta
great.
hand
He
it
passes down
Yeah.
the
And
Tana
the old
leaves.
cat's sitting there going.
Yeah.
Right?
And wasn't George Zuko, wasn't he like in real life kind of like this wild, he'd have like wild parties at his house and
I'm
orgies
thinking
and
so.
things?
He looked like frighteningly sane when you saw him and realized something was percolating on the
Yeah, totally. Now,
Always the best kind of weirdo.
Now, what is your you like the classic horror stuff? Like, what is your appeal here?
Oh,
for,
yeah, I'm like Bobby. I was, when I was 10, it was Famous Monsters of Filmland.
Right.
Yes. And it was the Dick Smith makeup book.
Oh, yeah.
And I started doing makeups in my neighborhood for a quarter around Halloween.
Nice.
Based on that book. Got my dad to get the mortician's wax. Of course, we lived in Chicago, so that was easy to get.
Right. yes. A lot of morticians would be busy with that.
Yeah, a lot of reconstructing faces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, did you subscribe to Famous Monsters as a kid, or?
Well, I actually got them off the newsstand. I kind of dug going to the newsstand in Chicago and picking them up.
Wow, and I see. Is this yours? This looks like a
The
picture.
Lugosi?
You got yourself a signed Bela Lugosi Jr. picture, so it's Bela Lugosi as a kid with his dad.
I
Wow,
love
awesome.
it. I'm going to put it up next to me and my son, who was a Marine.
Who's a Marine?
Nice.
Yeah, my son is a Marine. He was in Afghanistan. And I'm going to put that picture of Bella and his son up to me and my son.
Would you say
cool. That's awesome.
is Dracula like your favorite, or would you say who
You know,
was your
that's like
favorite
saying
monster?
who's my favorite musician or who's my favorite.
Yeah, there's so many.
you can't do
Right.
it.
It's like,
It's-
what time is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then which movie, too?
I've been
you
at
know?
Bobby's house on the 75-inch screen watching all of the Blu-ray classics.
Oh, they look so
Started with
great.
Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, working my through. So right now, it's Frankenstein, 'cause that's what I watched last night.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Well, dude, thank
What's
you
it,
so
what's
much.
it like to watch a movie with Bobby
Yeah,
Slayton?
that's what I want to know. What's it like? Is Bobby like cracking jokes? Oh, look at that
When-
Frankenstein!
when
oh,
you're
look what he's
watching a
doing.
movie-
No, that is an experience probably worth thousands of dollars.
Hey, Bobby, can we come over?
Bobby, can we come over and have you narrate or talk?
Do some
through the-
commentary through the Universal films?
Oh, absolutely.
The Blu-rays?
Sure.
I'd love to see.
They look great on that screen, on that 75-inch television.
Oh, yeah.
That bedroom. He puts that Sci-Fi 2000 to shame. We go now. I gotta go.
All right, get out of here.
Thank you so much for stopping
Thanks
by. You
so
guys
much,
have a
man.
great show. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, guys, now I've been sitting here, I've been getting up and meeting people here, and this guy just pulls up with this great shirt with his lovely daughter with a creature, and this guy is a fan of Monster Party.
That's right.
That's right,
Who
yes.
do we have with us?
I'm Carrie Christopher, and
Car-
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Carrie had posted. We posted some photos on our website of Carrie has made this incredible customized Creature from the Black Lagoon themed guitar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Carrie, tell us a little bit about this thing.
So it's I started getting into cigar box guitars, and I found this guy that he's called the Swamp Witch, and he makes guitars out of old like tobacco crates and things.
Uh-huh.
He'll do
Right.
custom work. So when I told him I was a Creature fan, he said, yeah, he would be happy to do it. So it's a 4-string electric guitar that you play with a slide.
Now,
That's
so
awesome.
you are a big Creature from the Black Lagoon fan.
Yes, I am.
And I,
Awesome.
and I see you have your lovely daughter here with you.
Yeah.
And she has a big Creature from the Black Lagoon, stuffed Creature from the Black Lagoon. And
We have a creature, a Phantom of the Opera creature, who's now meeting the tiny creature.
It's a creature
It's-
cavalcade.
Yeah, it's like the long lost child. Through DNA tests, we found the child of the creature.
Now, have you guys always been fans of
I
the
write a lot
Creature?
of fan fiction.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
How old were you when you saw the Creature?
Maybe 7 or 8.
Wow.
Cool.
That's
Starting
a
him
good
early.
dad.
Yeah,
That's a good dad.
awesome.
Yeah, you're a good dad. So how many Creature toys do you have?
I mostly just steal his.
Nice, cool.
Are any of
Passing
them-
on the legacy.
Yeah, are any of them still mint in the package?
Not really.
Because you like to play with them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, you
right.
want to touch them. That's what toys are for.
Yeah.
To touch,
Now-
to play, to hold, to love.
Now, Carrie, not only are you a monster fan, but you are a writer.
Yes,
Now you
yes.
have put out a novel, right? Tell us about
Yeah,
this.
this book is called The Wash. And,
The Wash.
Yeah, it's about a small town in Utah where reality starts to unravel, and it blends a whole bunch of different mythologies
Cool.
into
Now,
the storyline.
now, is this your first novel, or like?
Yeah, I've been writing for the web and short stories and stuff for years, but this was the first novel that I actually said, I've got to complete this idea. This thing is just too good not to just
Awesome.
finish.
And this
So,
is like
yeah.
self-published, or this is on Amazon? You can get it, or like
You
where
can go, yes, you can go to Amazon. You can find it on BarnesandNoble.com. You can get physical copies. You can get, it's exclusively an ebook through Amazon though.
I see. Awesome. And you're nice enough to give us copies of these.
We
Thank
all
you
got
so much.
copies.
And not
Awesome.
only that, not only did we each get a copy, but he signed them.
That's right.
And he
With
put
a
little
personal
I know.
inscription.
So
awesome.
mine is
So
to-
I can't sell it. I can't resell it now.
That's right.
And I want
Thanks,
mine.
Carrie.
I want mine for me.
It's the least I could do, Matt. The least I could do.
Yes, and I'm going to treasure this little inscription.
I will too, of course.
Because it's
although I'm going to read it.
No, because what
Larry.
he said is for me and me alone.
Okay, jeez.
And actually, Matt, if you take a razor blade and you just slice that page out, you can still sell it.
true,
No,
yeah.
no,
You know,
the
the
difference.
hardcore collectors
Not
know.
that I've done that before.
They know.
Now-
They'll count the pages and like, wait a minute.
Now, Carrie, are you guys like here shopping for anything in particular at Monsterpalooza?
We come every year and
Awesome.
mostly just to shop randomly. Like
Right,
if
right.
something catches
There's gonna
our
be something,
eye, then
though,
we're gonna
right,
grab it.
yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Cool.
Right now, I've got my eye on a Creature from the Black Lagoon poster that I saw over there. That
Nice.
she and her mom and I are texting back and forth, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I'll have a place to sleep if I buy it.
Now,
You have your priorities
Yes,
straight.
I do have my.
It runs a good amount of money, or
No, it's not that much.
Oh,
It's
okay.
about $100.
Oh,
okay. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
yeah. Every time I see like somebody who does like an original painting or something like that, those are the things I would really like.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
the same kind of thing with my wife. Like, you know,
Where
where
are
are
you
we going
gonna
to put the big Cthulhu painting?
Exactly.
Over
right.
our bed? Hey, yeah.
Awesome.
So,
well,
yeah.
Carrie, thank you so much. And thank
Yes.
you. We're so
Well,
great
thank
to
you
meet you
guys.
in person, meet your daughter.
It's such a
That's
thrill
great.
to have you here in our booth. I'm so happy to meet
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so
And
much for
thank
the
you so
books.
much for the
Really.
books.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate your podcast. I listen to it every episode. I'm just
Thank you.
wait for the next one to come out. And you guys responded to us when we wrote you a year ago about Japan because we were headed over there.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys gave us a really lengthy explanation. You did actually.
Yeah.
Matt,
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
Hey, go here, go here, go here.
Now, did you get to a lot of those
and we got
places?
to some of those places, but we're going back May 18th, and we'll be there for another 2 weeks. We're going to hit
gosh.
the other ones. So thank you so much.
Sweet.
guys.
Oh, anytime.
Thanks so much,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
for coming.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so great. Thank you very
been a pleasure.
much. Thank you so much. You know, this was so fun. You know, here we are
Sitting at our booth at Monster Party.
minding our own
Just
business.
minding our own business, just enjoying the day, looking at the people, and who should walk up to our table
And steal
but my
your-
lord and master,
Yes.
my friend and mentor, the lovely, the talented, the hilarious Dana Gould.
All right.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
Yes. Stand against evil.
The creator of Stand Against Evil.
Yeah.
Dan versus against monsters.
Okay.
That's
okay.
it.
Now let's.
Now I don't even know what
No,
it's
no, no.
called.
See, let's do it right. I know you've been drinking. You're having a good time.
He's been drinking?
You're having a party.
Water. Yeah, he's drinking water.
Yeah,
But look,
I had a water.
he's on to carbonated next. He's pacing himself.
But you have a great show. It was so great to have
Love
you
it.
and another writer to come on our show. But you were renewed.
Yes, we're going down to turn in the final 2 scripts on Monday. And we leave for Atlanta the 3rd week of May.
And this is
we
season
shoot all
3,
June.
right? This is season 3
That's
now, right?
season 3.
Awesome.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
the one question I have for you is: remember we talked about having that plucky little reporter Matt Weinhold in there? Were you able to fit that in there?
Have you written that role for me? Plucky young reporter.
Matt and Matt this year joined our writing staff, which I'm very happy to say. And in addition to helping us break the season, Matt and I wrote the penultimate episode of the season.
That's
and
right. Yeah.
It leads up to the big finale, which and I, having gone through all the scripts, I think the second season was better than the first season.
I do.
and
I
think
agree.
That the third season will be better than the second season.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Keep it
mean,
going.
Really happy with it all.
There are some episodes we can't really talk about, but oh my God, there are some.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's you guys will love it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, there are some nerd presents that you will
Yeah.
unwrap in this season.
Cool.
There's let's just say as we speak, there are lawyers finding out how much it costs for someone to sing and the words get stuck in my throat.
All right.
Let's just leave it at that.
I'm there.
That's all I'm going to say.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
And as it turns out, it's a prohibitive amount.
Well, here's the thing that gets me. You say a prohibitive amount, but I know. I mean, you're like making all the lunches for the crew and stuff. So I mean, are we talking like a couple $100 or something?
No. It's like 5 seconds, $5,000.
Right.
Right,
yeah.
right,
Okay,
right.
well,
Especially when you get into music, right?
Yeah,
that'll
yeah,
always
yeah.
kill you.
Right. But then and the problem with that is no one ever uses it. They don't make any money.
Yeah.
And then you just hear a song that's like, and my throat gets tied up with words.
yeah.
Right.
It's just enough to be not illegal and not enjoyable.
Right.
But wait a minute.
right.
I mean, this is your third season. You know, I mean, you guys are making it big. I mean, probably the guys at Stars are going, hey, this
Stars?
So,
Will you,
You did it again.
will you do your fucking research, man?
I'm not paying Bruce Campbell any more money this year than I was last year.
There's a channel called IFC.
yes.
Yeah.
The thing with me, if you follow my career at all,
God.
I always get into a new phase of my career right when all the money goes out of that phase. Right when having a TV show still means you have to go out to Uncle Lucky's Chuckle Hutch. That's when I get into it.
Well, look, I'm sorry about that. I was texting at the moment, but I wanted to ask. So you've been here at the show. Is there anything you've seen at Monsterpalooza that you like?
Yeah,
I bought a bunch of stuff, which I don't always do.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of great stuff, and I met the Creature from the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera crossover.
Wow.
Yes.
This is my
Uh-huh.
favorite
Your day is
costume.
made.
Yeah.
I like the combo.
I've collected
I like
all the
combo.
slash fiction of
I love
Creature Phantom.
This is the great thing about this convention, and this is a self-serving story, but it's great. I love a combo, and I remember taking my daughter trick-or-treating a couple years ago, and there was a Ariel from The Little Mermaid zombie version.
Nice.
It's a
Great.
great crossover.
Yeah.
A zombie Ariel?
Yeah, it was
a great
Ariel.
idea.
Rotting fish. Wow.
And
Yeah.
So I was just here, and I saw it's the Creature from the Black Lagoon and the Phantom of the Opera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check my Instagram in 5 minutes, and you'll see what it is. And as I was looking at it being the costume worn by a human being,
Yes. There's a man under
I
there.
was walking up to this person to say, "That's the greatest costume," and I hear muffled under the mask, "I'm a big fan of yours." It's the greatest.
That's great.
All the Creature Phantoms are usually
Yes.
big fans of yours.
It's just.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Only in
Super
Monsterpalooza.
great.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fun stuff
Yeah.
at this Monsterpalooza.
I mean,
I saw a great T-shirt for you, by the way.
which was
It was it's an Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein T-shirt
Oh.
that has a little shot on the front, black and white, of all the animated monsters.
oh, that is
like
Yeah,
the beginning
yeah,
credit
yeah,
sequence?
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
But-
awesome.
But there's a lot of fun stuff. I don't like corpse porn.
No, I understand. Yeah, sure, I get it.
I see. I go straight to that.
There's something
So
for
But
everybody.
Dana,
so
what's
this
really
is
cool?
great.
What's really cool about this show, though? It's the 50th anniversary of Planet of the Apes.
Yes, it is.
You are a
I
big.
was unaware.
You, you're a big ape fan.
I am,
You're,
yes.
you're Mr. Planet of the Apes.
I've been known. I've been called that.
You and Brian Peck. You know,
Yep.
I mean,
I like to say Mayor of the Apes.
I love of all Tim Burton's films.
No, whoa, wait.
It's your favorite.
No. Come on. You're a comedian. You're joking.
I'm joking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We were talking about the classic Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, there was somebody much wiser than I once said, and I my apologies to the person who coined this. I don't have their name handy, and it was so funny. They're in Ape Mania. It might have been Brian Pennicus, and they were promoting the Ape Mania DVD set, which was all 5 originals and the
Right,
remake.
right.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yes, 5 great movies and a coaster." I just thought was great.
I can't. You know what, Dan? I can't even look at that one. I
No,
just
no,
can't.
it's intolerable.
I mean, and it's embarrassing. I refuse to have that in my collection.
No, you can't do it.
It's it's just one of those things that just some things in life that didn't happen. We
Yeah,
just go
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I'm totally with you. I'm
Erase
totally
history.
with
Doesn't
you.
take anything away from the original.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
And if you wish hard enough, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
here's the funny thing. I mean, I know you have a bunch of kids and stuff. You know, I showed
So
classic. I showed classic. But bear with me here. Charlton Heston, Planet of the Apes to my 10-year-old daughter. She was riveted.
Oh, really?
She was riveted, buddy.
That makes me happy.
People think, oh, it's dated. No, dude.
No, it's not dated.
No, it's not.
No.
And
No.
Charlton
it
Heston.
is. There's one thing in it that's dated, and that's it.
What's
It's
that?
the hippie ape.
Look, see, he's not a hippie.
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he-
No,
Yeah, he
no,
is kinda.
no. I beg
like,
to differ.
against the
I've never seen
man
you
against
dig in
the
on
system.
something.
No,
This
no,
is fascinating.
No. He says when Charlton Heston goes, in my days, only kids like you wore beards, and the kid goes, beards? I don't subscribe to fashion.
Okay, well, that doesn't-
I'm just saying.
We're talking about the whole
It's the whole
the
money-
movement.
18, dude,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
19.
He's a professional, yes.
And look, we've got a kid who's like in her tweens.
Okay.
She knows.
Don't get her into this.
Never trust
This is
anyone under
this is your
30.
own rope that you're hanging yourself with.
But it's fine. It's fine. It's other than that, it's like John Carpenter's The Thing, fairly timeless.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah,
Well,
very
and,
timeless.
and I except for, and we were talking about this not long ago.
The hippie ape in the
Es-
thing is kind of dated.
No,
But
Exactly.
Escape
Escape is the
Escape?
greatest. I've often said this.
Wait, Escape to the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
From the Planet of the
I'll
Apes.
forgive you.
Thank you.
from. Oh, you don't know it, do you?
The original Planet of the Apes is the biggest, best episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Yeah,
And Escape
totally.
from the Planet of the Apes is the biggest, best episode of Love American Style.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
A very dark one.
But was it,
Yes,
you,
yeah.
was it you that was saying that it's time for Escape from the Planet of the Apes cosplay?
Yeah, you never see
Yeah,
that.
like Cornelius in that robe.
In the
Yeah.
robe.
Oh
And
my
I think it would be
God,
great if he was
awesome.
pushing Zira in a bathtub.
yeah, with grape
Grape
juice.
juice.
Plus.
Right
Plus
through
you're
the
saying
and
again?
she's wasted. She's just
Which I
wasted.
saw on its initial release at the Milford Drive-In.
Really?
Awesome.
Now, was that the first ape movie that you ever
Yes.
saw at a theater?
Wait, you
Or,
saw Escape first?
I saw Escape
Yeah.
first.
Wow.
No.
And I was
Must have been
I was
confused.
6. I was 7.
Whoa.
And it was on a double bill with Bobby Deerfield, the Al
Perfect.
Pacino
Wow.
of our
Race
racing movie.
Remember those days?
And it was at the drive-in.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Were your parents in the front and you were in
Yeah.
the back? And
Yeah, I was
Wow.
7. I wasn't driving.
Wow.
Yeah, and my dad.
Are you
I just
sure about
remember
that?
My dad praying that my movie was first so he could go home.
right.
So which movie was first?
It was.
Okay,
first.
good.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. I remember seeing the first ape movie that I ever saw was Planet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because
Yeah.
my parents
Wow.
took me and I was maybe 3.5.
That's insane.
And it just
Remember that?
ran by me like a fever dream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
must
I-
have.
And I love the fact that movie is rated G.
Yeah.
And there's, lobotomies
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
human
Crazy.
beings are being stuffed.
Hunted and stuff.
And there's Nova running around and
And- well, they just, I guess, producers over there thinking, oh, it's just, it's for kids.
Well, it was
it's
different
got
back
apes,
then. It was different back then.
But
Yeah.
it's like you can't have the same rating as the Aristocats, and then the movie where someone gets shot in the throat and then his friend is stuffed.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's well. That rating system didn't come in until
Well, it was rated.
But
We've had this
Was it
discussion.
rated back-
It was.
I thought it was rated G,
It's like
right?
GP.
GP or
GP.
No, but Planet was G.
Really?
I swear
believe
Planet was
so.
G. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's crazy.
I don't-
Yeah.
I don't
But I
Maybe.
do remember there was a film that the Academy did explaining the ratings system,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and it was done by Charlton Heston.
Okay.
Oh my
and it
God.
was filmed at the tennis club up the street from my house.
No.
Wow.
And it's so bizarre. It's like Charlton
gotta find
Heston
that on
in my
YouTube.
neighborhood talking about ratings.
In shorts and
Yeah,
playing
no,
tennis.
literally
yeah.
like he's playing tennis, and he goes, "Oh, hello." And I'm like,
Wow.
you might be wondering what R means. You know,
It's a clubhouse. A clubhouse.
where I was from, there was no love. 15 love.
Now this is great, but you actually met Charlton Heston.
I did a TV show with Charlton Heston.
with
Wow.
Bill Maher.
I did Bill Politically Incorrect with
Politically
Bill Maher.
Wow.
And he was lovely.
Yeah.
He couldn't have been a nicer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
And
he, it's so funny. I didn't agree with any of his politics,
Right.
And he was lovely, and we got along great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I agree with a lot of Michael Moore's politics, and he was not lovely.
yeah. I can,
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Charlton Heston was like that old school
He was a-
Hollywood royalty, the
He was
class
also like,
act.
the public is my boss,
Right.
and that was like, how are you? Do you want a picture?
and I understand that you take those same rules. You live by those too.
Oh,
you're like, because you're the Mr. You're Mr. TV guy now, and people come up and go, "Oh my God, it's Dana Gould!" And you are so nice to people.
I'm always happy to be recognized.
Yeah.
I know you must be like, people must come to you all the time, and women come up and go, "Hey, it's Dana."
Tell me about the avalanche of ladies.
I'm the living embodiment of Andy Kindler's coda. My target audience is men my age who are me. I just get basically variants. I just get Dana Gould variant.
I've told you what he said. Andy Kindler said when he walked into my room with all my stuff.
No.
He goes, "I like all your problem indicators."
Problem indicators.
Problem indicators.
Wow. I was talking to Ken Reed of TV Guidance Counselor.
Oh, yeah, he was just
earlier today. I was texting him, and I said, "How do I find you? Do I just look for the guy with the black T-shirt?" and he said, "Yes, who seems to indicate no proper adult role models."
Oh, you have to
adult male role models. I ruined it.
What did you text to Frank Dietz yesterday? There was a line that you said that he shared with us.
Oh, I don't remember.
But you said, I'm sure that at some point you're going to run into a woman wearing a Suspiria shirt.
A woman in a Suspiria shirt that looks like a Barca lounger. and then he said, "Never was the term lazy boy more appropriate."
We miss Dietz.
Man, yeah,
He was.
No, he's a busy guy.
He's always selling.
Yes, he is.
Frank Dietz is always closing.
Look,
yes, he is.
He's got multiple projects in the fire. He's
Yeah.
got to work on a script. I mean, he was here
he's
for
got
a day
a new
and a
movie
half.
coming out that he wrote.
He's always closing.
So, I'm just putting some of our trash and stuff under his table over there, and
No, this is
using
great.
it.
This is terrific.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff.
And so, thank you for coming by the booth.
My pleasure. I guess that's how you get rid of me.
Well,
that's good.
Well, no. You're
Well, listen, it's a long day, and you got a lot to see.
I do have to go. I've got to go parent. I've indulged my inner child since 11, and now I've got to.
But I have to ask you one thing. If there's one thing here that you could buy, forget about where you would put it.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
What is it?
It's pretty mundane.
Okay.
It's a beautiful $900 lamp that was built from it looked like an old unexploded ordnance, and it looked like an Art Deco Flash Gordon.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
that's cool.
In the
That's
lower
cool.
corner. Yeah, it's.
You've seen the guy who takes junk pieces and makes robots and lasers. Yeah.
Have you seen the guy?
Sean has a couple of them.
Have you seen the guy that makes the mad scientist equipment with all the blinky lights?
I love that stuff.
Is so great.
I want to have a room filled with that stuff.
Yeah.
A blinky light. I'm a sucker for blinky lights.
My wife doesn't know it yet, but our new house is going to be that.
It's like in.
You're the one in a million that has those things and a woman in your life.
And she goes, and her level is they're out of your room. This one's on the dining room table. This has to go upstairs.
Yeah,
but there isn't upstairs.
My ex-wife, and this is not the reason she is my ex-wife, but she had a great expression, which was, look great in your office.
Well, Dana, thank you so much for stopping.
Thanks, buddy.
I really
appreciate it.
Come by anytime.
All right.
Stand against evil.
Yes.
On IFC.
On IFC. Very nice.
And fighting monsters.
Okay, so what's been great is we've been.
What's been great, Larry?
What's been great is we've been here in our booth, and people have been coming by. We've been talking to the fans, meeting new ones, but what's been really exciting,
this sheer star power that has come through this booth is amazing and even shocking.
Yes, shocking. And speaking of shocking, sharing our booth with us.
Speaking of
we
shocking,
are so thrilled and honored to have Playmate of the Year 2013, Raquel Pomplun.
Yay!
Raquel, thank you so much for being with us.
Yes. Why is it so shocking that I'm here, guys?
Yeah,
I
why
love
is it?
you.
Larry, why don't you tell me?
No, shocking isn't it? It's shocking. It's great because
it's electrifying.
Here's the thing.
Electricity. Now, that would have been a good word.
Now, see, we have
Can
a Playmate.
I be Flash now? Because I bring electricity to
yes,
you guys.
you do. we've had a
Yes, you do.
We've had a Playmate of the Year who's not she likes monster things, and she did great photos.
Guys, remember the very first time I was in this show?
Yeah.
That was the first time we met.
I told you guys.
That was
yes,
yes.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I met
Steve
you
Walsh.
and Sean for the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, the Steve Walsh's movie.
Yes, the Muck.
Muck.
Which
Not
you
the Muck.
were going to be in the sequel.
I was going to be, but the sequel was never shot.
Right.
But I remember, I told you guys, I am super scared of horror movies.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember.
But thanks to you guys, I'm starting to love them.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay,
I'm gonna
here we go.
say- Okay, this is regarding last show.
Right.
Overrated, underrated,
Yes.
volume 2.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Somebody said, I think all of you guys agree that
Star Wars?
no, Suicide Squad is overrated.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Nobody likes it.
No.
I like it.
Now, what do you like about it?
Well, first of all, I don't know what I like about it, but I'm gonna tell you guys. Because of that movie, I found my dark side.
Okay. Oh, I got to hear about this.
Wait, you have a dark side?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
And now I do.
Don't repress her. I want to hear about the dark side.
Okay, so remember how scared I was of horror movies?
Yes.
Yes.
Now that I found my dark side, I'm open to horror movies. And I want to watch them all.
Okay.
And I'm going
okay.
to watch them all.
We have such plans for you.
Well,
I know. I keep writing down every single movie you guys talk about.
Well, this is what I want to say before we have Shawn Sheridan butt in, because I know he's dying, because I know he has strong feelings about Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
No, Suicide Squad. Raquel really likes Suicide Squad, and I know you're
Now-
not a fan.
I know you guys hate
Well,
it.
what do you like about it? I want to know what you like about
Is
it.
it
You
the
know what?
action? Is it the sexiness? Is it what
It
is
could
it?
be a little bit of that.
Okay.
But
okay.
also the fact that it's about
About villains.
About villains,
Yeah.
yes.
Right,
and nobody
right.
ever focuses on the villains.
No, that's
Never.
a great. I love the
That
concept
angle's
of
cool.
it.
Yeah,
The concept
yeah.
is great. The execution, little
But then you guys are
clumsy.
experts. I'm new to this, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay.
She's new.
I gotta say, I hate the model that plays the bad person of the bad people there, though. She's
What-
a horrible actress.
What's her face?
Margot Robbie?
No, Margot Robbie.
The
Wait, no, Harley
which
Quinn.
who are we talking about?
No,
Who are we
the
talking about?
model. The Victoria's Secret model.
Who is that? Do you know?
The one that played that
Sean should
Oh,
know.
at the why should I
the
know?
one that was possessed.
At the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
That she was, what
okay,
was she,
yeah.
like a doctor or something?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
now I
yeah,
know
yeah,
you're talking
yeah,
about. Yeah,
okay.
Such
I've
a horrible
blanked.
actress. Like, I could have done a better job, guys. Hire me.
No,
yes.
this is the beginning of something new for you.
Yes.
You are going to be
We're gonna,
Okay,
we're
so
gonna get you in
after
a
I
movie.
watched
our
this-
ingenue.
Okay.
My costumes for Halloween have always been like ditzy and the candy
Yes.
girl and
Yeah.
the unicorn.
Okay.
So that Halloween, I was a Joker, but like a possessed one, a creepy one.
Oh, that's
Great.
cool.
And
I
then-
like that.
That's
and
up our
then I was
alley.
a ghost,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
and then I was a possessed doll.
That's
And I was-
Oh, that sounds
And I
great.
was in character the whole time.
Nice. That's
yes.
great. I like
People wouldn't recognize
Your
me.
husband is here. Was she in character the whole time?
He's not listening.
He's not listening.
Wasn't I in character the whole time?
As the possessed
Then
doll.
We've got her bodyguard here. As the possessed doll, what did you think?
Oh, that was scary, man. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Really?
I can tell you.
She said she never left character.
Never.
Is that true?
No.
Yeah. The
Wow.
whole day.
The whole day.
I don't know.
Were
You
you
didn't
choosing
even-
like kill
Yeah,
you at some
And
point?
then my
even
husband's
recognize
like,
her.
"You're gonna open
I
the door to
didn't
the
even
little
walk into
children
the
like
room.
this?" And I'm like, "Yes,
Yes, it's the spirit of Halloween.
yes,
Yes.
They gotta be creeped out if they want candy."
Exactly.
Yes. You know,
exactly.
we had I had a friend of mine who would do this gag when kids would come up to the, get the candy, and he dressed up like a dummy, like almost like a scarecrow man, and he'd sit on a chair like he was a prop.
Yeah.
And then the kids would come up and knock on the door, and all of a sudden he would just get up and go, and these kids would,
Okay, now look, listen, no.
yes.
See, now listen, now everyone thinks this is
That's
funny.
brilliant.
No, see,
It's amazing.
you
Yeah.
can tell that someone here doesn't have kids. Let me just
No,
tell you,
no,
you need to be
I-
nice. You don't.
That's what I needed to be able to grow a pair to be able to watch horror movies.
So that's
Right,
what
right.
you're saying is your dark side. Is that what
This
you're
is
saying?
my
Dark
dark
side.
side.
Well, this is
Oh.
Monsterpalooza. It's the perfect
I'm
place.
so
Yeah.
dark now.
Well, Raquel, I don't know if I like the dark
I
side.
do, I
like
do.
the dark
Don't
side.
you shut up. I
can
like the new Raquel.
Yes.
Trust me, I love finding my dark side.
Okay.
I can laugh like creepy now.
Okay, well,
That's pretty good.
That's a good
That's
witch
good.
laugh. I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, Raquel, I
like
just
that.
want to give you a little advice because I've been doing this for a while.
Oh, God help us all.
No, I just want to say,
There we go.
I understand you say, oh, Larry, at first I didn't like scary movies, but I've seen some, and I was like, hey, I like them. I want to just let you know,
Okay.
I think you should ease into, no, it's like, maybe Sean can maybe recommend you should try this and
Yeah, but
this
she's
and
not
work
10 years old.
Dude,
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, let's-
Mad Monster Party.
But I was really
and then-
scared, though. I was really scared. I remember I told you guys I couldn't even sleep after a scary movie.
Yes.
So,
But I do have to ease in.
But what kind-
But you know what? All the knowledge that I've gotten from listening to you guys
Yeah.
has helped me actually dive in.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, but
So what kind though? Like
Yeah, what are the things
what
that you
type of
find
horror
yourself
stuff are you getting into more?
Well,
going
all
toward?
the classic because I didn't grow up with that. So
Right.
I watched. I don't even remember.
Frankenstein,
I watched.
Dracula.
Yeah,
Okay, like the classics.
Dracula. So I watched
Sure.
all the Draculas
Okay,
because
good.
Cool.
a friend of mine said if you're going to watch Dracula, you're going to watch all of them, and we watched all of them.
Okay, that's cool.
Frankenstein.
Wolfman?
Mummy?
I haven't gotten
Mummy.
to that one or Mummy. I
Okay.
haven't gotten
Creature.
to those yet.
Creature from the Black Lagoon?
No.
That- I would like that
Oh,
one.
that's you'd really like
See?
that.
Yeah.
I think you'd really like
Because
I
that.
got to
know
get to all those, the classics.
If they ever remade Creature, I could see you as the Julia Adams,
Adams, yeah,
getting in
totally.
that bathing suit and jumping in that.
Have you seen?
I'm not white though. Is that going to work still?
No,
No, it's fine. It's a new age.
Raquel,
It's a new age,
you
new
are
time.
beautiful and
The
stunning.
brown is in.
Yes. What can brown do for you?
Have you seen Shape of Water?
No, I want to watch
I think
it.
you do that. I think you'd really like.
Especially
Yeah.
this, your guest that
Yeah.
he, what's
Doug
his-
Jones.
Yeah,
Doug
Doug
Jones.
Jones.
Like I'm so excited.
Yeah,
to
he
know,
does an
he's the
amazing
one.
performance, yeah.
because he was also in what's his name?
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
then
Hellboy.
Hellboy.
Yeah, but what you have to understand, the movie is so great, but when I took my wife, I mean, she cried at the end.
Oh,
It
I
is
know
a-
I'm gonna
it
cry.
is a
Yeah, it's
wonderful,
good.
Romantic,
I'm a
actually. Yeah.
movie.
That's
Yeah.
why I decided to be an actress because I can cry.
Hey,
that's
but
cool.
I just wanted to say, look, I know these guys want you to get into the hard stuff. Look, I easy, but like,
Get
but
into
I don't
the
want
hard
you.
stuff.
You know
look,
what?
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want
do
you.
this.
They're so different.
I
Why
don't
don't we
want
do
you.
this?
No,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
put
want
a-
you to
I'm gonna
watch
put a
Human
camera.
Centipede. No Human Centipede.
Okay,
no.
wait, no.
I
Wait a
don't
minute
wanna watch
now.
that one,
Wait a
though.
minute now. Now, hold on.
The way you guys
let me
argue
make
about it.
Let me make my pitch, Raquel. If you see one movie about 3 people being sewed ass to mouth together,
Then it should
it's
be
the Human
Human
Centipede.
Centipede.
See, and
I
I
know.
it's-
I know exactly where you're talking.
And Raquel, I think I wouldn't go to that just yet. I'm not saying never
Maybe-
go to it. But
maybe
let's ease into it.
it.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Okay.
like we're.
Okay.
But there's so many different kinds of horror films. I mean, there's
Yeah.
lots of different kinds.
No,
You-
I have
you know.
so much to catch up on.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
much
here's one right out of the gate that I
Okay.
think that you will.
that I should watch tonight.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
I think you guys will both love it. It's good.
You
It's
already know.
action,
We're doing it every Friday night.
and it is a female cast.
Okay.
Oh
The
yeah, I know.
Descent.
Yeah, that's a
The
good one.
Descent.
Yeah.
The
Wait,
Descent.
why do I know this?
It's a bunch of women go into a cave like splunking, you know,
Uh huh.
and they go into this cave. There's something that goes wrong, and they find out that there are these creatures living in the caverns.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And the creatures
really
are
good.
like so spooky, and the way that they even introduce them is real subtle at first.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you'll see like a little something in the corner, and like, what the fuck was that? You know,
Yeah, it's good.
it's so
Okay,
good.
We're watching that.
Yeah,
tonight,
that's a
for
great
sure.
one.
That's a good one.
Now,
The
do you
Descent.
have any kind of rules when it comes to watching something too close to bedtime? Like, do you need
I
a
used
buffer? You know?
I used to, remember?
Yeah.
I used to always watch horror movies during the day.
Oh yeah.
Because I couldn't do it at night.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think I'm okay now.
Okay,
That's
good.
good.
I do
You're-
drugs
You're
now.
easing in.
So
That helps,
I could
yeah.
just pass out.
Yeah, it's good.
we need to party more. We really do.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but trust me, guys. This is the new Raquel.
Cool.
I am so much darker now, and I love it. I actually
Awesome.
love
Yeah,
Glad
it.
we've
see,
inspired you.
yeah.
And it's all thanks to you.
Yeah, the
and the movie
the
you
Monster
hate.
Party School of Corruption.
That's right. That's us.
No, but I really do enjoy your show, guys, and
Cool.
all the information. Even as an upcoming actress,
Yes.
all the stories that I hear from like all the producers, directors, and actors that you have in your podcast is so amazing. All the insight and the history
Oh,
of
yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's just like I want to hear more, and I want
Yeah.
to hear more. And then obviously how you guys argue with Larry because Larry just won't shut up. I wonder if I'm a girl, what's the equivalent of sir? Ma'am.
Ma'am. Yeah, that would. Yeah.
I want to get that
Ma'am.
from him right now.
But I don't think he's
Ma'am.
capable of even saying that. I think he would accidentally call you sir because he's just so fueled with anger he doesn't know where to doesn't know what to do with it. Yeah.
I mean, it's great that fans of the genre are into Monster Party, but it's really special when somebody who admitted she was never into horror,
Yes.
suddenly like starts to get into this stuff because you listen to us, and because even though you weren't interested going in, now you've become more interested.
Oh, no.
That's so
and then,
cool.
sure.
Coming to a convention like this, when you see all the workmanship and the creativity that goes into this stuff,
Yes.
it really makes you appreciate it more.
The perspective you have now after learning all this is so much different. And it's so awesome that because you guys, you're nerds, you know a lot, but you're still social,
Well, some of us.
Well, you sound social.
That's the important. Some of us can fake it better than others.
Right.
You make it easy for people like me who didn't grow up as a nerd to love it.
Right.
Well, and
then, like you said, appreciate it.
Yeah, and you brought up a really good point, because I think that there are some podcasts where they hit the stuff with such reverence that they're so dry and they just suck all the fun out of it. And we got into all this stuff as kids because it was fun. It was exciting and provocative.
Your toys.
And the toys, and there's that element of play, I think, sometimes that escapes certain people when they're talking about the subject. Like there are times where I listen to somebody describing what they love about a movie, and it's like, well, maybe you should tell your voice that, because your voice sounds like you're bored to death.
Well, and as far as reverence goes, I think that we've also learned from each other in the arguments that we've had that not everything necessarily deserves reverence. We can actually cut some sacred cows here and there.
And the reverence is subjective. And as it should be.
Yeah.
Everything. What is it? The actual truth is the only truth in the world is death. Everything is up to perspective.
You have gone dark.
I went to the Museum of Death. That's how dark I've gone.
That's scary.
That thing, yeah. Is that in Hollywood?
Okay, if you haven't
gone.
gone.
I've heard about that. I gotta see that.
Go.
Yeah.
It changes your mind completely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you want to live every day like it's the last.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
I live every day like it's the next to the last day. Like, tomorrow, I am really going to go crazy.
That's awesome.
But now I'm going to take a nap.
That's me too, actually. We're not going to take a nap.
And so now you've been mentioning acting, and do you have anything that's coming up? Now, I've loved your shorts that you do.
Oh yeah, chocolate milk, right?
Yeah. Which you just inspired me. I was actually thinking right now, because my brain works like that. It works too much. It does a lot of things at the same time. That we should do, because one of my fellow actors, producers of these little skits is Ashley Doris. I don't know if you guys know her, but she's hilarious.
She's
and
another
she is
Playboy
also
Playmate.
She's another Playboy Playmate. I think she's March 2013, I believe. So if you want to look her up, just Google her. Anyways,
done.
She can be really dark too.
Okay.
Maybe we'll come up with some skits, dark skits.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
And we gotta have you on the show, like the regular show, again soon. It's been too long.
I'm just
waiting.
I'm just waiting to have like a dark story to tell.
Okay.
No, but really just acting, doing commercials, because those pay really well.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Print, commercial print, but really trying to get into more just feature film acting.
Cool.
And guess what?
What?
I got into
I
got into a stand-up comedy class.
Hey.
Really?
Fantastic.
When is this airing?
We don't know.
Okay. Well, in case it airs before May 3rd,
Okay.
you should come check me out.
Okay.
On Flappers in Burbank.
Nice.
That's like right down the block.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Just come laugh at me, because I'm pretty sure I'm not funny.
Hey, we'll be the judge. of that.
So it's May 3rd when you're
May
going to
3rd, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's May 3rd, but it'll be all over my social media. May 3rd at 8. Flappers, Burbank.
Now, have you done stand-up before?
Never. It's
your first time
super
doing stand-up,
scary.
and you're inviting your friends.
Wow.
Of course,
That's
because if I'm not going to get
brave.
laughs for my
you
jokes,
want that support. Yeah.
I'm going to get laughs at me, and those count.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I remember the first time I did stand-up, I invited all my friends, and it was a lot of that kind of like forced laughter. Like it didn't. I didn't even know if I was funny because my friends were like,
That's going to be me, May 3rd.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, but stand-ups. I'm telling you, I did it for a long time, and it was an exciting fun period in my life.
I think I'm just gonna do it to experiment.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why, yeah.
I'm telling you, the
Again-
minute you get one laugh, that'll be it. You'll be ready. You'll be
I already did
on the path.
some open mics.
Hey.
Okay.
And I got some laughs.
Cool.
But whenever I wouldn't get laughs, I would be like, okay, that's not funny. And they would laugh at that. So does that count?
No, you're learning the
Yeah,
craft.
yeah,
That's what you do.
Yeah.
The
Right. You,
the
you
worst
adjust and improvise.
Yeah, the worst people are the ones who either just break into a cold sweat and keep talking.
Right.
I was sweating.
Yeah, but that's all right. The minute you are self-deprecating, you win everybody else
There
over.
you
Like,
go.
oh, she's not taking herself so seriously, and
There you go.
Right,
that's great. No, you're doing great.
So that's what I'm doing.
Have you had any
lately.
hecklers yet?
What are hecklers?
Hecklers or anybody like yelling
making fun of
something
you,
at you?
like-
Not
or,
yet.
Yeah.
Not
okay.
yet. I think my stories and whatever I say up there for 5 minutes are too embarrassing and ridiculous. So people will laugh.
How would you describe your comedy? Like what
Yeah, what's the
what kind
angle?
of what's the angle? Thank you, Sean. What's the angle?
What's the angle? I want to say that it's. I don't think it has an angle.
Personal, like personal stories?
No, for sure it's personal. I tried to do more like general. It didn't work. I tried to get into like the whole veganism and like I'm not vegan. So
Imagine that not working in LA.
Right.
so people didn't think it was funny.
Were you performing at Whole Foods? Probably not a good idea.
I was just saying, I mean, how come vegans always judge us, you know? Because we eat meat, right?
I know.
But why are they not judging sharks and lions? You know, they eat meat too.
I've made that
That's
exact
true.
same point.
Right. Every species.
It's the chain.
eats-
Yeah.
Right.
We're
Go-
species too.
Go home and shame your cat.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
You know?
I know this is
Yes. Right?
Yes.
Anyways, they didn't like it. They didn't laugh.
Now, if somebody wants to be vegan for whatever reasons for animal rights, I think that's perfectly fine, and I applaud them.
Yeah.
But we have a friend of ours who lives in Osaka, Japan, named Fuji.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Fuji is a vegan.
Uh-huh.
But this is the vegan that you want to know.
Uh-huh.
Even though he's a vegan, when we got to Japan, he was like, "Where do you want to eat?" We're like, "Well," and I don't think we even knew that he was vegan, right?
No, but Matt goes, I want a place with meat.
He goes, I know, he
I
goes,
want to go to the meat place.
yeah, he goes, where in town are all the things killed? Let's go there. And he says, I know this great place for beef. And he took us to the place.
He did.
Yeah.
And
So he's not like a prude or a
yeah,
snob
he's
about
not
it.
like,
Right,
yeah, he's
right.
not
That's how it should
self-righteous.
be. We
Right, right.
respect you guys.
And look, I get it. I understand it, but please just lay off me. I want a burger
I want to
every
see
now
them
and then.
saying like giving shit to lions.
Right.
Yeah. right.
Yeah, that's good.
I just want to see
true.
that.
Well,
How would that work?
That's good.
But like you said, vegans that don't care and they do it for themselves. I love you guys.
Yes, yeah.
And one of them is Playmate of the Year 2014, Kennedy Summers. That's
Yeah.
why I love her. Because she's a great vegan who doesn't care what you eat in front of her.
Right.
How do you
right.
like that?
That's good.
All right, go, Larry. You had
Yeah.
something you wanted to say?
Well, I was just going to say I've been so thrilled to have Raquel talk to us, but I know
Yay!
there were people standing by her.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You know, and I
You
didn't
want
want
autographs?
to take so I didn't want to take all her time and you've
That's
been
very
great.
conscientious.
You've been very
Yes, you've
great
been very
to spend some
gracious.
time with
Thank
us.
you, guys.
Again, thank you for hanging out in the
Yes,
booth for a
yeah.
moment,
Absolutely.
And I hope you have a great show.
Yes,
And
thank
again,
you.
just ease into the more horror stuff.
Easy
Okay.
into
Lots
the
of-
horror.
Talk to me
We can
privately.
give you lots of
I will.
suggestions.
Okay.
I trust you.
Okay.
Well, you brought some custom-made Monster 8x10s.
Yes, I
that
did.
you're selling and autographing.
Yes.
Are these going to be after the show made available on your website?
They
or
will, but they'll be more expensive. So sorry, guys.
There you go.
should've showed up.
There you go. And they're beautiful.
Get 'em now.
They're really great.
We got the Bride of Frankenstein, the Werewolf, Dracula, and the Mummy.
Very cool.
Pretty awesome.
There you go.
Nice.
See?
And-
also you have a thing on YouTube, this chocolate milk thing. That's a little thing that you do.
Yeah, we were
We
were
already talked
discussing
about
that.
that.
That's all right. No.
We can cut that out, right?
But
but I do have my vlog touristing on my YouTube, so you can check it out.
Cool.
and there's a special print here at the show that you've been signing that has you wearing our Monster Party
Yes.
T-shirts.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Very cool, very sexy,
Yeah.
and limited edition.
Limited
How do you like
edition.
that?
That's right.
No, everything is limited edition, so hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Life
Life.
is limited edition.
That's right.
Life is limited edition. That's why I'm going to get into horror. I did like sci-fi, so I'm not going to say in sci-fi because I've always been a fan
You're
of
cool.
sci-fi.
Yeah, that's us too.
But
That's-
horror,
Yeah.
I'm going to get into horror.
Anything,
I'm going to dive.
Yeah, anything fantastical.
Anything
I'm into.
fantastical.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank
All
you
right,
guys.
well, thank you, Raquel.
Thank you so much for being here, Raquel.
You know, I was saying, wait, hey, look, it's Frank Woodward. Oh, look.
All right.
Larry, you do phony surprise better than
Perfect.
anyone in the
No,
business.
guys, dude, you did this guy. This guy loves dinosaurs.
Past guest.
Would marry a dinosaur if I could.
All right.
Now we're talking.
I'd like to go to that wedding.
Dinosaurus, I must say.
Yeah.
This guy.
I don't know if you've seen the porn version of
No.
Valley of Gwangi.
No.
That's the one by Don Glut, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
No, what's amazing? This guy is a former guest of ours. He's a
Yes,
friend of the
yes.
show.
Yes,
on
we
our
love him.
dinosaur show with
That's
Frank
right.
Dietz. And you have a podcast too.
We have Damn Dirty Geeks is our podcast.
That's
right.
correct.
We
All right.
get together and geek out.
Us,
Not as
just
much
like
as
us.
You guys do it in class, I must say. We're damn and dirty. You guys are classic.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you
wow.
know,
I like
we
that.
are
Very, very,
Monster
very
Party.
classy, yes.
Yeah.
We love to get in there and talk about all kinds of fun things.
Well, what are the fun things that are exciting you these days? What are the
Yeah,
monsters
Larry.
that are
Oh my
getting you-
gosh.
What's exciting you?
Well, there's a lot of things that excite me. Number one, sitting in our booth, Playmate of the Year for 2013, Raquel Pomplun.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty exciting.
Yeah.
It is exciting.
Yeah,
She
that's
is
very damn
good.
exciting.
Good people.
Have the geeks had that? Huh?
No,
Okay,
no,
what-
no,
see,
we're too
so
dirty. and
I think in
Competing.
under 30 seconds he made it a competition.
No. I love
And
these guys.
go.
I love these guys.
Oh, you
I love the.
So, yeah.
I love you guys.
Frank,
man.
Luca Brazzi, here come the
Yeah.
fishes.
No,
in.
no,
Yeah,
no,
that's not what he says.
No,
You know,
no,
when
no,
we're
no, it's just
alone.
private?
Yeah.
Here's
Oh,
the thing. No, that is not
Really?
true.
Is that-
Let me tell you.
Don't make me bring Dietz into this.
Oh no, you don't want that. Oh man, yeah,
really?
yeah.
Don't make me bring
Really?
Dietz into
You want to
this.
bring
This is
Dietz in?
bad cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Back up.
So
yeah.
Frank, what you're here at Monsterpalooza?
Yes.
Are you have you bought anything? You
Yeah,
looking for anything?
what do you-
What's,
what do you got?
No,
What are you
I bought
doing?
a few things.
Yeah.
Hey, I go. You think I've done this before, right? I bought a few things. I had to buy some artwork and like that for some Pete Von Schalli stuff because Pete's a very good friend. I
Cool.
always enjoyed. Actually, what it is I bought from him was he has these wonderful Lovecraft books.
Oh, nice.
Lovecraft
man.
editions.
Oh, yeah, what-
Beautiful illustrations.
What booth is this? Do you know, like what the
What's up,
general area of the booth?
Oh,
big Lovecraft fan.
I know he's in the big room.
In the big room, okay.
Over towards
Okay.
over towards that corner as
yeah,
I'm pointing.
that corner
He's
in the
next
big
to the
room.
thing where the
he's
place
next to the
is.
thing by the thing.
Yeah.
And
where they have
just
monster
yell
masks.
Pete. Somebody will answer.
All right. Okay.
Now I know that you are a big dinosaur fan, but
Yes.
we had a big conversation on our dinosaur show about
Yes.
Valley of Gwangi.
Oh, Valley Gwangi was longest.
That is one of your favorites.
That's
It's
your
one of
jam.
my favorites. Definitely one of Dietz's favorites too.
Yeah.
I love Valley Gwangi, but I'm a sucker for the Doug McClure films.
Oh, me too. I love those.
I know.
All the
I'm a sucker-
Amicus.
yes.
Those are fun.
People that time forgot at the
Underrated.
score, all those
Underrated.
things. That was the meat and potatoes of me growing up.
Yes.
Cool.
Because that
yeah.
was that little window
Yeah.
before Star Wars
Where
came out.
they perfected those
Yes.
films is at the Earth's core.
Yeah, that was probably
to
the
me
strongest of all of
that's
them.
like got
Beautiful.
everything.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's also
great.
now, when you go back and look at it now, it's so steampunk too.
It is.
There's a little bit of
Actually, you're
steampunk
right.
going on.
Yeah,
It's
that whole
really
machine going
ahead
in
of
there,
its
yeah.
time in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's ahead of
I'm
the curve.
surprised nobody's tried to remake that. Actually, you know.
Oh
like,
God! Don't say things
well,
too
I
loud.
know. I know. You're right. Let's screw it up.
I
You're
hear
right.
Baby the Secret of the Lost Legends coming back.
What?
Because I made a dare with somebody one year. No, I'm kidding.
God.
I'm kidding.
That's
Baby's
nuts. That
dead.
belongs where it
As
is.
it should be.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. I hope not.
You know what?
Wow.
You know what I loved about those movies too is first of all when I saw those movies right when they came out back in '75 and '76 at the Earth's Core, Matt.
Yes.
Oh man, Doug McClure was my favorite actor.
Doug McClure was all man. I'm
Yeah,
a
he
stable
was-
enough
I
guy
liked
to
him.
say this. He was all man. He was
was,
really.
man.
Yeah, he was a man.
I have a man crush still.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the
Absolutely.
Earth's Core, I loved all of those monsters. I wanted to be in one of those
And
monsters.
he always got the
outfits.
girl.
Oh,
he always got
sure.
the girl. He always
Yeah.
got Caroline.
Always
you know,
got Carolyn Monroe or
Carolyn Monroe,
some
like-
Anytime
other
you can
Hammer
get
beauty.
Carolyn Monroe,
Yeah.
it's a good day.
Yeah.
I want to hang out at the Earth's core if that's the kind of action that's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
Who
totally.
doesn't want to hang out with telepathic pteranodons?
Yeah, exactly.
I would just go along with it. I just do what they say. Look, I'm
it's
tired
kind
of making decisions.
of all the cults you can go over to. It's like,
Yeah.
take me, pteranodon, whatever you
Yeah, I
want.
want to hang out with your ape friends,
But
your,
if you-
your
Yeah.
troglodyte
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
recall, I think I brought up irritating thing that happened to me when we went to see that film. They advertised in the newspaper that they're going to have one of the monsters from the film at the movie theater.
Oh, really?
And I was so excited. Oh, Mom and Dad, we got to go to this one. So they take us to the Earth's Core. They drop us off. We go into the theater. And, we're standing in line. And what is it? It's some clown in a loincloth wearing one of like a Neanderthal mask running up and down going,
Oh, come on now.
But that's not the thing that pissed me off the most.
What was it?
The thing, okay, so I'm like, it's not one of the monsters from the movie. They're just, whatever. We get in the movie theater. The film starts. I'm loving it. Halfway through the film, Frank, what happens? This clown monster comes running through the theater going, waving his clubs
what do you
like
thought
right
was
in the
a
middle of
ghost
the
show,
movie.
huh?
Interrupting the
Dude,
movie.
I was pissed.
I would be
was
pissed,
mad.
too.
I wanted to say, get out, stupid clown actor Neanderthal man that's interrupting our movie.
Well, especially if you're going to interrupt a movie, make it a dinosaur.
Exactly.
Any fool could put
All
on
that's
a
teaching
loincloth
you.
and an ape mask.
All that's teaching you is to bring a baseball bat to movies in case
Right.
something like that
Baseball bat
happens
to movies?
in the future.
On one hand,
just hobble him.
It's the future of it's the death race of movie going.
Look, on one hand, it's like, hey, the theater's trying to do something cool for the kids, but don't interrupt my movie.
No,
No, not with this nonsense.
No, but anyway, that was something that
So, Frank, what do you got going on right now? I mean, as far as
I've
projects
got
and
nothing.
stuff. Really? Well, you're here.
You got this.
I'm so happy you guys called me because I hope it's okay that when we talked about that little $20, I hope you still got.
Yeah, you need. Do you need
We'll talk about that later.
I could split a sandwich with you.
That's great.
Okay.
As long as there's no mustard on that half.
Okay.
We're developing projects. I got some new documentaries. They're in the works because I did the Lovecraft documentary. I did the Men in Suits documentary.
I want to talk to you about the Men in Suits. You
yeah.
posted something on Facebook. I was so excited. So you've been cruising, Monsterpalooza. You've been looking at the DVDs. You found your own DVD.
I found my own DVD on the bargain bin. And I stopped right there. My friends will tell you. I stopped just like, Ma, I made it.
The bargain bin at Monsterpalooza.
What was it going for?
$10.
I'll take it.
I'll buy it. All right.
By the guy, by the thing, by Pete.
Okay.
See, I wanted you to autograph my copy.
You have your copy? You know what? We live near each other.
Like I bring my copy here. No, I
not
need to,
here. We get together. We go to
go buy that
we
one.
Go to Bob's.
You
We go to something like
We're
that.
gonna do that. We're
Right,
gonna
that
go to
good.
Bob's.
We can go to Bob's.
And you can sign it.
Absolutely.
All
I would
That
love
would be
to sign
awesome.
that.
Bob's
I
Big
still
Boy?
wear a Monster
Yeah.
Party hat everywhere I go. I still my Monster Party hat. I wear it everywhere I go.
Awesome.
Except not today.
Well, except not today because it's in the laundry. Because I wear a lot of sweats.
He wears many hats.
Yes.
I wear many hats.
Yes.
I wear many
Literally
hats.
and figuratively.
But going back, so I got some documentaries going and some screenplays I've just written, and we're hoping that they'll get going into production soon. So all that behind the scenes moving and shaking that is boring to the folks at home, but exciting to us.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's
I'm
true.
totally with you, man.
Yeah,
Totally
so-
with you.
Awesome.
So this is great running into you. How has your Monsterpalooza experience been? Isn't this the
been
10th
pretty-
anniversary or something?
Yes,
It
it
is,
is.
yes.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the 50th anniversary of Planet of the Apes.
And the 50th anniversary of Planet of the Apes,
right.
Yeah.
which means I'm officially old.
That's right. We're all.
We're right there with you.
Join the club.
68.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
I was born in 68, the same year as apes.
Oh,
So I'm as
wow.
old as apes.
It's the 50th anniversary
I'm
of Frank Woodward.
64.
You're 64.
And I saw it,
yeah.
Yeah.
1964, and I saw it in the theater.
You saw it in the
nuts.
theater.
My parents took me to the
Wow.
premiere of Planet of the Apes in the theater.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw apes in the theater when they reissued them, obviously, but they
Yeah.
did a lot of
Yeah.
issues.
Right, right.
And of course, I used to see the TV show all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
The TV
Yeah.
show really cleared up a lot of my questions about
yeah.
ape culture.
You know what's funny,
Yeah.
Frank? The first time I saw Planet of the Apes, it was on television, and there were commercials and stuff, but it was a whole family event. It
Yes.
was a big deal.
Right,
So
right.
I actually did see them in sequence.
Right.
Some people say that they've actually seen Planet of the Apes, not Planet of the Apes first, but Escape from the Planet of the Apes first, which I think is messed up, man.
It is messed up, but that's how I was introduced too. I saw Escape first.
Did you really?
Yeah, a lot of people did,
I
yeah.
saw Escape first because in Florida, where I grew up, they would air things without any deference to order.
Right.
And Escape was one that was on all the time.
Right,
I think
right.
Planet wasn't on as much because it's the first one.
Yeah.
Heston's in it. It costs more
Yeah.
money probably at the time. The license, who knows?
That's true, yeah.
So that's why they always go
Right.
air the sequels. That's why, of course, I would see more of the older Universal horror.
Right.
Your
Right.
Ghost of, your House of.
Yeah, all the sequels,
as
right.
opposed to the originals.
Right,
Right.
right.
So, and but that's that was always my first one.
But Sean and I were talking about it, and it was like you actually really can start with that movie logically.
Oh, sure.
You can almost start with any of them.
Right.
But Escape is a good place to start because it's sort of the beginning of one phase of that story that could then wrap around really to Planet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
But it's like, it's a tragic movie. I mean,
it's a very heavy movie.
You know, and
well, it starts. It's so like light and fun. They're like the darlings of society, and then it gets so dark.
Dana Gould was here, and he describes it as, Beneath was a Twilight Zone episode, and Escape was the most bizarre episode of Love American Style.
I got a little bit of. I mean, although I wasn't in the room when they threw this down, my view on Beneath, which I believe is Dana's favorite installment, I always consider Beneath the Alien 3 of the Ape movies.
Really?
And the reason why I compare it like that is because it was like we were all psyched for Alien 3 after Aliens.
Yes, we
were stoked. We wanted to see this movie continue in that vein.
Yeah.
And then we got Alien 3.
Yeah.
And we were like, can I swear?
Sure.
Of
what
course.
the fuck?
Yeah.
And it was just
Can you swear?
You kill Hicks, you kill Newt. And where are we now?
Idiotic.
Now, in retrospect, as you watch Alien 3, especially if you watch the director's cut, it actually is quite a good installment.
I'm curious to see the director's cut, but I appreciated Beneath much later. Like, I think it's
right.
I appreciate it for the fact that they go so dark and they go so twisted with it, and they had the balls to do that.
I saw that on TV, and I had seen, like I said, Planet in the theater, and so I watched, they were doing the rotation, and that was the next one up, and I watched it, and that one blew my mind.
Same here, Matt.
It's a heavy film, and it's a lot darker, which is, again, why I compared to Alien 3. Because I'm not trying to slag off on either of the films.
Okay, all right.
But Alien 3 was one of those films you didn't expect. You didn't see it coming because you came with preconceived notions as a fan. And I think Beneath suffered from that in a lot of ways.
I think you might be right.
No. I beg to disagree, sir. Because I tell you, one of the things that Matt just said is, it was darker to me. I think they upped the ante. And then how that ending happened, what happens at the end, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this, the end of the world, it was heavy. And then at the end, there's no music. It's like and all that's left is, the earth is burned out. It's all
burning cinder.
But it's like, it was heavy. And as a kid, my mind was just blown.
And leave it to the ingenuity, though, of that franchise to still be able to make a sequel after that one. Because in a very clever way,
I like that the only thing left after the atomic war is Paul Frees.
Yes, just by himself narrating.
Driving
around on a little satellite.
I'm a piece of the earth that's crumbled off, and I'm sticking to it.
But I like Beneath very much right now. Although everybody gets on me because I also enjoy Battle.
I do too.
See, I do too.
I know it's the weaker, but it's still a fun movie.
I watched them all recently.
Sure.
And Battle, I'm sorry, but there's some good movie in there.
Yeah.
But then it falls into like Planet of the Apes TV show.
So maybe it's the Alien Resurrection of the Apes movies.
You know what he doesn't like? He doesn't like when you see the mutants on the bus. He doesn't like that bus. And to me, it makes total sense. It's logical.
Remember, it wasn't just the bus.
No, it was the bus.
No, it wasn't.
School bus?
John Landis on the bus.
No, think
he's
about it.
Somewhere,
it's like these mutants. They only have so many vehicles that are functional.
Well,
and
it's
here's
the
a
early
bus
stage of the mutants that you're going to see in Beneath.
18 sick guys attack Ape City, and they almost take it over.
Well, it's also an alternate reality when you think about it too.
Well, yes,
because everything has changed because they changed the timeline.
True.
So they're no longer telepathic mutants.
Yeah,
but those mutants they're like an early stage of what could become the mutants.
Maybe they evolve.
Maybe they'll evolve to that, exactly.
Right. We never got the next version, continuation of that.
Can we go back for a second to Escape again?
Yes.
So when the Hassline theory is shown on the television show, and they show all the paintings and all that, and you're in a painting.
Right.
How many? Did anyone get that at all? Like, no, still don't understand it. And so wait a minute, a spaceship is powered by paintings?
In the Bob Ross universe, yes.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
No, I thought that was great, and I bought it. As his explanation.
I bought it too.
It confused you enough to then get you to the next scene.
Yeah.
Well, it's that old adage of baffle them with bullshit.
Yeah,
and they'll accept
exactly,
anything.
exactly.
I was baffled.
I was baffled.
I was
myself.
baffled. Yes.
I'm happy to be baffled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
No, that's cool.
Frank, thank you
Well,
so
yeah.
much
Thank
for
you.
stopping
Yeah.
by the
Love
booth,
chatting with you
and I
guys as
love
always.
your creature from the Black Lagoon
Oh, thank
shirt.
you.
Yeah.
You have
little,
one creature.
little tight, little bulge in the creature's
Hey,
face.
you know, all that means is that we're living well.
We're living well.
right, that's
Exactly.
Thank you so much for
Thanks,
coming on.
man.
Buddy. We got to do this again.
Yes,
Absolutely,
yeah, come over.
anytime.
We got to do the reunion. Yes.
Have a great
Yeah.
show, buddy.
You too.
All right.
So we're standing here, and somehow we got on the topic of zombies, and this beautiful young lady came up. What is your name?
Karen.
Karen. She didn't know anything about Monster Party. Now she's fascinated. But we just got in this discussion about zombies, right?
I already love her because she
yeah.
came up with a drink.
Yes.
So
yes.
she's
Of course.
part of Monster Party already.
Yes. Yes.
And
But-
she and somehow someone here, some clown throws out, "Oh, zombies, they run." And she looked at me and goes, "No, they don't run." And I'm all, aha. She agrees with
Says
me.
it makes no logical sense, even though
It
they're
does.
dead people who have risen from the grave.
And the keyword is entropy.
Okay.
Entropy.
Go.
Entropy.
Well, okay, so really what it is that in science, everything in life, in biological life, everything wants to use the least amount of energy possible. That's
Right.
what's natural.
Yeah.
So for marathon runners, which you brought up,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You have to force yourself. You got to push yourself. to
Yes,
a
you
marathon.
do. Yes,
People,
you do.
don't want to do that. Nobody really wants to do that.
No.
You have to draw on something else.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think when something's dead, when something's gone, and there's, you're at this point that you just, science,
Yes.
physics, energy doesn't make you want to.
But it
Yes,
depends.
it makes total logical
but
sense.
but it depends then on what is keeping this creature alive. A virus,
Your
supernatural,
radiation,
and a lot
whatever
of
it
those
is.
movies, we never really know what's brought them back to life. So that same thing, that virus, the thing that, why does a guy who is on PCP able to go berserk?
Yeah.
It's the same thing that makes a zombie run.
Right. Right.
No.
You,
See,
you don't know.
no. See, and
There
what's
could be-
happening
There
is
could be other forces.
Yes.
See,
You know.
and we're also sometimes we get into this discussion about what's that 30 days of 28 days later.
28 days later. But they aren't. They
they're
aren't
not
technically
zombies. They're not
zombies.
zombies.
No, I know that,
Right.
Sean. I
They're
was going to
just sick
say.
people.
No, I was going to say those aren't zombies.
Right.
They run. That makes sense.
Right,
Okay.
right,
But
okay.
not from Night of the Living Dead. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I
Right.
So you're
just
talking about
died.
like
Why
the
are they
dog-
eating?
All I'm trying to say is that life wants to use the least amount of energy possible.
Yes,
Not
it
just
does.
Anything wants to use the least amount of energy possible.
Why are they
Right.
eating? This is maybe a side question, but why are they eating if their whole stomach and everything else has got to be shutting down as well?
Well, it's like they've been given whatever is forcing them to eat. Like
Instinctual.
Instinctual, right? It's like
And
they
so,
just-
what do we
it's
know
instinct-
from
it's instinct.
instinct? If you come up behind a cat with some symbols, that cat will run.
Yes.
Yes, but if
instinct.
if it's dead, if it's a
But
zombie
we don't know
cat-
what's keeping
no,
them.
Right.
They're not
If
dead. They're
it's a
dead and
zombie-
alive.
But
They're dead
using
yet
excess
alive.
energy is not necessarily instinct. Running is not instinct.
Well, if someone
Unless I'm
scares
confused.
you,
if you're
if someone scares
yeah,
you,
but
that's
what's scaring
instinct.
the zombies.
but
Well, I'm not saying it's scaring. It's the instinct is food.
But the hunger is instinct, and if you want something to eat, it's far away from you. You have to go after it.
Couldn't they
You
hide
know.
and lie in wait? And
But that
They're
would
not
be
that
more
smart, they're
cognitive.
more
you're right.
thinking.
That
yeah.
is true.
I think
Yeah.
we're already.
They do eat a lot of brains, though.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I
Maybe
think
they
this.
are.
I think
Maybe
this
they are.
woman
Yeah.
is amazing.
I-
because
no, you're-
she's amazing. I think she
Yeah.
holds herself up here to you guys.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
I
I
love this argument.
Yes.
I really
I,
do.
hard to do
I
when you're
agree with you.
drinking, by the way.
No, and you're doing.
Actually, it's easier. Actually.
Can you see? And this is a show. This is what happens on a show.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is what
So
I have
when you
to put
listen,
up
you'll
with.
see. We have these kind of arguments. So,
Well,
yes.
thank you so much
Yes,
for
check it
coming
out.
by,
Thank you.
talking to
Yes.
us, and
I love
proving.
it.
Check it out. Check
Thank
out
you
our show.
proving that zombies don't run.
Right? Of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
They do.
Larry, look who's behind
If you want them to.
All right. Thank
You
you
have
so
an-
much. I'm gonna
Thank you. Thanks.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey. good to see
We
you.
have
What-
another
We have
amazing
another
guest.
guest. Come on. over.
Another friend of the show.
Friend
Yes.
of the
Yes.
show. Okay. Here we go, sir.
Hello.
Take that microphone.
I almost left. I walked around 3 times looking for you.
Oh, hey,
and
awesome.
I had to get the manual over there to figure out where you were.
We
Amazing.
are here with amazing filmmaker, director, producer,
Former guest.
former guest Konstantin Nasser.
Hey guys,
Welcome.
how are you?
Hey.
The guy
You
who
guys
made
really are doing this
behind the
live.
Yeah.
scenes for It.
That's
It
right.
is out.
What'd you think?
It
Dude.
is it.
It is it. It is in.
It is it.
Can I tell you a secret?
Please.
Yes.
I'd love to know a secret.
They're making a sequel. like right now.
What?
Okay, so dude,
This is part two?
are they throwing you on the set? Are you getting there behind the scenes?
I'm not allowed to say anything.
Okay. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. But
it's
I
very
just
exciting.
look. When we had you on our show, our Stephen King show, you were so great. You were so knowledgeable, and
you.
people have commented on how great you were. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Sure.
Your knowledge of Stephen King.
I had a lot of fun, and as I told Matt last time, I might have been a little inhibited because I didn't want to get too personal with my feelings because I was still out there, promoting the movie in some way.
Right.
What, you didn't want to get personal? Haven't you listened to our show?
I know.
mean, dude,
see, if you invite me on to something that I have nothing to do with, like The Devil's Rain, we can have a lot of fun. And then I really get drunk and we can have a good time.
All right, okay, we got it.
That's a great drinking movie.
That's a challenge.
There was something you did that I was so happy about. I was so happy to have you on the show, but you had worked on behind the scenes for the Green Mile.
Yes.
And you gave us a square from
of the Green Mile.
Yeah.
And of
Did
course,
you cut it up and get
that's
four
the
of you?
thing.
I kept it.
No.
I've eaten half of it.
He has it. It will be cut up into 4 pieces. We just haven't got around to.
Or we'll put it in the Monster Party Museum.
Yes.
I like the idea of cutting it in 4 so we can all have our little pieces.
Unbelievable.
I'll try to bring you something else next
Look
time.
at that.
And nothing as cool as probably that.
No, because I want my little piece, and I was going to take a little picture.
So the idea of sharing one thing, a common artifact.
How are we going to break it?
Horror fans are really not known for sharing.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
Okay,
Yeah,
we were
very
given-
territorial.
We were given a gift from More Creations here. This giant alien. How are we going to split that?
That's
You know?
true. Yeah. I'll take that.
What is it? Is it like a
It's a bank.
It's a ceramic kind of
bank.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty
what
awesome.
you should do is all put money in it, and then you.
Oh, there you go.
then,
Yeah.
You surprise each other every few months. You give the little
The
bank
piggy
to
alien.
the other person, and then
Yeah.
they get to keep the money that's inside, and then the other person puts in money. And hey, how are you, James?
That's awesome. So,
James has
Constantine,
been our official photographer for the day. Maybe we can get him to come
Constantine,
over here.
Yeah,
have you-
come on
have you
in
been
here.
buying- you bought anything
We're talking
today?
about
sorry, what?
Stephen King-y things, too.
Well, no, have you seen anything at the convention today? Do you buy anything?
Oh, I
Are
bought
you looking
a lot
for
of
stuff?
DVDs. I just look for art and books. Mostly I bought books. And a bunch of Dolomite Blu-rays. I bought the entire Dolomite library over there from, I think it's
That's
Vinegar.
awesome.
Or,
Human Tornado
Yeah, Human
is one of
Tornado,
my
Petey
favorites.
Wheatstraw.
Yeah. Petey
Rat's
Wheatstraw's
Feet
good.
and Honky.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, how are you, James?
Hey, Constantine.
Yes,
How's
sir.
it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. From
Yeah.
the moment I met you, I knew you'd be a big Dolomite fan.
Oh, I'm fans of a lot of weird stuff like you are, I'm sure.
Do you have the soundtracks?
Oh,
I do.
They're
Oh my
awesome.
God,
They're
awesome.
awesome.
I'm sure you do.
I actually spoke to Rudy Ray Moore
What?
when I was at USC. I wanted to
Oh
bring
my
him to
gosh.
I wanted him to bring him to do a talk at the class. So
Oh my gosh.
in my little we talked. It didn't really work out, but I had and I
That would have
probably
been
still
amazing.
have an old number because he's since passed. Rudy Ray Moore's home phone number in my Rolodex.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to keep that
Awesome.
forever. Yeah.
Just won't
That's
get rid of
cool.
it. I'll put it online. I don't think anybody would use it right now. But here you go. Call him up. Maybe he is the son of the Petey Wheatstraw.
Yeah, right. That's
It'd be funny if he
awesome.
did pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes of Human Tornado is about as happy as I've ever been. Really.
It's nuts.
I can't imagine the blue. I mean, they're like 4K transfers. Of these
Yeah, I
movies.
know.
I
They're
really
like-
wonder with
Yeah.
all the special
Oh my
features
gosh.
what that's going to be all about. But
Yeah.
like a 5-part making of documentary.
insane.
series, So
Damn.
I don't
And
know, pick it up.
That means
Human
we're
Tornado
living-
was a Cinerama, right? Wasn't it?
What?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
2 decades too late, but yeah, sure, right.
Yeah.
Not as good as How the West Was Won, but how West Los Angeles was probably
Yeah.
won.
Well, it's a matter of
That's
opinion,
awesome.
I guess. It's a
So
matter
who
of
you
taste.
guys talked to lately? Anybody
Yeah,
fun?
a lot of former guests came by. You know,
Yeah.
Dana Gould,
Bobby
Bobby
Slayton.
Slayton, lots of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of new people too. Like we're turning on to the podcast, so it's great. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
And then, of course, we have Raquel Pomplun,
yes,
Playmate of the Year here.
2013 Playmate of the Year. She's signing stuff, and yeah, we had a body paint model here yesterday.
Oh, you did?
With
Okay.
Monster Party in the back, on her back, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I haven't been to Monsterpalooza in 2 years, so this is, or maybe more, since my kid was born, and this is, it's kind of exploded.
it really is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
huge now. Yeah.
Kind of daunting, actually.
I really like the fact that it's here in a bigger place because I feel like it really was outgrowing the
Yeah.
Marriott.
Yeah.
And there's so many tables. There's so much great stuff to look at. And then, I've gone through the dealers' rooms, but I haven't even had a chance to go to the museum or
Yeah, I know.
Haven't
see
done
any of
that
the
yet,
panels or. And there's the 3D room.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, Eric Kurland.
Yeah, we just had Eric on our show. He's going to be posting this Monday. It's all about 3D, all the history of 3D films.
Yeah.
I have to thank you guys in advance because I'm not sure if this is all going to work out, but based on listening to your conversation with Shag,
Sure.
I actually reached out to him for a project. I'm not sure if he's interested.
He's the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's
Shag.
terrific.
That's
I'm
awesome.
he knows we've emailed, and I'm just all waiting for things come and go, and you never know what may happen.
But sure, he's the coolest
It's great
guy.
to meet somebody you appreciate. And,
And he's a super guy, and I would like him to do, because we were talking about different ways we could, promote him products, and I pitched color forms. How great would that be?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's like retro.
Yeah, it would be so
colorful.
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I saw color forms are having not would they have a comeback, but the 70s-esque version was at Target for like a version of
Really?
Is that right?
Scooby-Doo color forms.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
cool.
No, Peanuts. I think it was Peanuts.
Peanuts,
color
okay.
forms. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I
wanted
love
Batman,
those.
but
That's
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what I want? I want a coffee table book of color forms, vintage color forms.
Yeah.
It's like every page
Yeah.
is like the cover and then the inside.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That's a great idea, and I know the guy who probably you should pitch that to.
Yes.
All right.
Because they're doing all these coffee table books now.
And
I'll
and did you just pitch this, or is it my bright idea?
Yeah.
Where it comes with color forms.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
No, I didn't think of that.
That's a
And
good
so
idea.
you like
Right,
the,
right.
the inside flap of the book
Right,
is
right.
a color form set.
Yeah.
And it comes with some little punch out figures of various different
That's an
characters.
awesome idea.
My favorite was Star Trek. I had the Star Trek.
Did you really?
yeah.
Wow.
Which, I don't know. I must have gotten it a hand-me-down because I don't think I wasn't born at the time Star Trek was in the TV show. But
I had a Spider-Man one. I had Spider-Man. It had like Doc Ock and like the Vulture, like all as
that's
color
cool.
forms. It was really cool. Like a city set, a cityscape.
There was a
background.
Planet of the Apes one, right?
Oh yeah, I have that
okay.
one.
You do?
really?
Okay.
Oh my
Anybody
God.
have the Castle Dracula?
Oh.
That was one of the large size ones, and it was
Oh, wow.
it was like a mansion with 3 or 4 floors, but all the classic monsters were represented.
Wow.
It was- I
That's
love
awesome.
that thing. Yeah.
I think I want that now.
Yeah,
I gotta
God, now I gotta
go
start
find
buying
that.
those.
I'm going to
so
put you in
anything.
touch with the guy who you should pitch that. Oh, actually,
Great.
probably
Yeah.
should talk
Yeah.
to you. Whose idea was
Monster
it?
Party book.
We're all
I was like,
Right.
Monster Co.
no, as long as somebody else does all the work, then
Right.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'll buy
totally.
it. I'll buy 2 of them.
Totally.
Yeah, let's put all our money into it.
Yeah. Well, awesome.
That always works.
Well,
So
cool.
you had a chance to spend your money, or
A little bit. I mean, yeah.
I bought an Ultraman beta capsule
Nice.
that has Ultraman inside its vinyl.
Cool.
And that made me very happy, And some glow-in-the-dark Godzilla figure. A lot of Godzilla stuff.
Cool.
But there's a T-shirt that I really want, which is a black and white T-shirt, and it's a representation of like the animated sequence of Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein.
Oh, really?
So it's all the
That's cool.
monsters.
That's
Really?
awesome.
That's
yeah,
you?
yeah. I'll take you to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
really cool.
really in trouble coming to a place like
I
that?
know.
I know.
Like,
I know. I spend all your money.
You always have a limit, or at least I have a limit, and I never stick to it. So
Yeah, I kind of.
I know that feeling.
I also
Yeah.
want a Cthulhu fez.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
You want that?
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks,
don't
Constantine,
really-
for coming by,
it's
man.
really good to to see you guys.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
hopefully we will connect up again.
Yes.
Yes,
Really,
please.
yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
we want you
we're
on the
gonna
show.
try to have
yeah.
you back again too,
Yes.
because there's like you said, there's other horror sci-fi topics we can talk about with you. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then once we get you, now we got you where you can speak freely.
Yes.
That'll be great.
This is what I actually bought. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I want to see this.
Uh-oh, here we go. We got some videos.
It is the Devil's Rain on.
I have that. Yes, it's awesome.
Hey, what a
It's
great
awesome.
cover.
There's like a new commentary by like Tom Skerritt.
Of course,
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, vampires.
Oh,
That's
you got good
Jeff
taste.
Franco.
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Awesome.
It's great to see you.
Thanks
you very
so much, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks,
glad I
Hans.
could catch
Great
up.
to see
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
So here we're kind of doing a little segment with our fans, our hardcore fans. The fans, they are the wind in our sails.
And-
They keep us up at night because we think, what can we do more to please them?
Yes.
And one of the wonderful constants at going to Monsterpalooza is running into this listener, Belinda.
Belinda! Woo!
And we almost let this weekend pass without running into you. I'm so glad you found us.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad I found you. I saw the girls walking around with your shirt on, and I had to stop them. And I know it's a complete stranger, and I'm like, where are they? Hey, you.
We're so centrally located, apparently. Wow.
Are you
We're in the-
enjoying the con?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't do all 3 days, but I did today.
Okay.
So, but it's been really good.
Yeah, it's a great crowd and lots of great tables and so what have you been attracted to here today?
Well, there's a few things that I wanted to buy.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm browsing still, and I'm gonna go back and go pick up some.
I know,
big
yeah.
ticket items.
Oh, really? What you got to tell us?
Well, there's a mask that I'm gonna get.
Okay.
From X-Files.
Sweet.
Yes, I've been wanting. I've been eyeing for a while now.
What's the mask?
It's that. Oh, what's his name? The guy from the sewer.
Oh, Tombs. Tombs.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
So, how are you?
Yeah, everybody's here. All the whole team's back now.
Now, at a
Sean
previous
just did
show,
a
if
bump, so he's back.
If I remember correctly, you were in cosplay, but not this time.
Yeah, normally I am in cosplay. I did WonderCon last week, but I haven't created anything new lately.
Oh.
So, and I went out last night.
I understand. I get it. No, I know. Yeah.
But you did an amazing costume that I saw. It was like Stay Puft Marshmallow.
Oh yes,
And we
love that one.
marshmallow.
And we took a
That was
picture
great.
that we posted.
Yes.
And you looked stunning.
Thank
Just
you.
stunning.
Thank you.
And who is this with you?
This is my niece, Michaela.
Hi, Michaela.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Now, do you like monsters too?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Certain
Now,
ones.
Do you find this cool or scary or both?
I haven't seen any monsters.
Oh, you will.
Okay.
Just hang around.
Okay.
Today, luckily, there hasn't been any monsters. She knows a lot of my friends that dress up.
Okay.
And then once she realizes who they are, she warms up to them.
All right.
But
Right,
coming
right.
back every time, she gets scared a little bit.
Some of these guys are scary.
Now,
Yeah.
Belinda, let me ask. When I saw you with in the Stay Puft outfit, were you with your mom?
I was.
And isn't she over here
She's
too?
Oh, the whole wow.
The
Keep it
whole
in the
bit of
family.
Yeah, keep the horror in the
How are you
family.
guys?
Hi.
Hey.
I'm doing good. I'm so
Beauty runs in the family.
That's right, right.
And what I love about what you're doing right now is, so you've got your outfit on, but to make sure that you're here at the Monster Party, you got devil horns.
I have
That's
the
right.
Yeah.
I'm a little horny today.
Ah, saucy. Well, this is the place for
We
it.
did just take a picture with Ron Jeremy, and she jumped right in the middle of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't
Nice.
realize.
Shut down the internet.
We'll find some Purell.
You
Awesome.
having fun today?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it's great.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Who did you guys see today that you guys enjoyed watching?
Who did?
God,
I mean, we've had so many people come by the table. We've had a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of our previous guests
Yeah,
come by,
yeah.
so that was nice. It was like reunion,
Yeah.
and then we had a prior guest, but who was also appearing here was Raquel Pomplun.
Playmate of the Year,
2015
2013.
Playmate of the Year.
Special guest here at our booth.
Yeah, and so that was exciting. And then I just love walking around here, and there's so many things that, like, God. So that last minute shopping spree is going to be a little tough for me.
Yeah, I know.
What was really cool is, so we're recording sporadically and stuff, and we had one guest, hey, and we're chatting, and then all of a sudden another person comes and another person
Yeah.
comes in. It was like,
Yeah.
and it was like it was crazy. It was a
Yeah, it was like
free-for-all.
tag team.
and it was like very exciting. There was a lot of excitement, electricity in our booth, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. You know,
Yeah.
people stopping, taking pictures. So
It's
yeah.
nice that you guys have a booth because you're normally walking around.
Yes.
I know.
Yes, yeah.
So
And
I
We've
think
been
we're-
waiting a long time to get a booth, and finally we lucked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to make this.
you must have reached the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We made it.
Yeah. Oh.
It's hard to get a table in here, so you guys.
Yes, we tipped the maitre d' and got in.
Yeah.
But you know what I hope is, you know, we're having such a great time. We're going to be back, and I hope we get to see you guys again next time. But
Yeah.
I want to see you in a costume, man.
I promise.
Yes.
All right.
There we
I'll
go.
start designing it.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Great
Thanks,
to see you. It
guys.
would
Yeah.
not have been Monsterpalooza without seeing
Yes,
you.
right, yeah.
absolutely.
And thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Belinda,
All right,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Keep listening.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
will. Bye.
See you there.
So here we are, Monsterparty, the greatest podcast ever.
Yes,
at
yes.
Monsterpalooza.
Yes,
Convention ever.
Monsterpalooza.
And we are here with a dear, dear friend and avid listener.
He's a fan of the show.
A fan of the show.
We didn't know who he was. He came up and we started.
He's been hanging with us all
for
weekend,
hours.
and he is now like a pal, like a real pal.
We've been putting him to work, making him take photos and stuff.
You are now part of the organization. It's Adam Holtz.
Adam Holtz.
All right, hello, gentlemen.
Welcome.
I was lost. I was hoping you'd help me find my parents, but
We will adopt you. A group adoption.
Now, we were talking earlier. You are not from around here. You are actually from New Hampshire.
yes, originally from New York. I've lived in New Hampshire since high school, so I'm going to say 15 years now I live in New Hampshire.
So you flew all the way out here for Monsterpalooza.
Yes, I did.
All right.
Awesome.
Now,
Awesome.
are there a lot of Monster fans in that cold New Hampshire up there? Or-
There are not. I don't have many friends. Now it's a
Really?
little better.
Okay.
You know, like I'm an adult. I'm a 31-year-old man.
Sure.
And now, you know.
You
the
look great, by the way.
You know how the nerds rule the world now.
Sure, yes,
So it's
yeah.
everything that's nerdy is now chic.
Right,
So
right,
everyone,
it's
you know,
true.
I can get friends to come see Doctor Strange with me, no problem.
Right,
with
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah.
so, when in 2014, when that Godzilla movie came out, I'm the Godzilla guy. So that movie, it's all right. I didn't care for it that much.
Whoa.
Which one? Wait.
This is the,
2014. We're talking our good friend Gary Edwards.
Right.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Brian Cranston.
Terrible.
Okay.
Wait, terrible? It's not.
Well,
It's pretty terrible. You know, the more that
Diminishing returns.
Yeah,
in that movie.
the more that I think about that movie, and I've gone back to it seen little clips on TV since I saw it in the theater, and it's pretty awful.
I think you are too
it's
harsh.
frustrating. It's a
The
frustrating.
best way to
because
watch
you-
that movie, you skip 1 hour.
Oh, that's
Skip 1 hour into that movie, and then you
That's
just got
genius.
an hour of
Yeah.
the best part of the movie.
That's-
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
That's a lot of
Godzilla-
movies
the
these
Godzilla
days.
is great in it.
Pretty
but-
much,
Yeah. Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I actually liked it a lot, and then the more I thought about it, the less I liked it.
That's the.
Yeah.
I think this might be something Matt for coin. That's the Superman Returns effect.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Where you go like, oh, that was fun.
You're
the
just so
music and
psyched to see
yeah, you're so
Superman.
Yeah,
happy.
right. You want to see. Yeah,
that
you're
this is
so-
happening, and then you're right. Then your rational mind.
Then you're like,
kicks
oh,
in.
this is too long. Not enough is happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it kicked in sooner with Godzilla because I was so bored. Like that kid
That
is
Superman
terrible.
movie's almost 3 hours long, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. So you're not a giant fan of that movie.
No, I'm not.
Gareth
a giant
Edwards.
fan.
Okay,
No.
so now cut to Shin Godzilla.
The Japanese made.
Yeah,
new
otherwise
Godzilla.
known as Godzilla Resurgence.
Resurgence.
Also known as a great Godzilla movie.
Yeah. Now here's
also
the.
known as my least favorite Godzilla movie.
There you go.
Really?
Wait,
Now wait a minute. Now
Your
now.
least? Are you insane?
I would rather watch Gigantus the Fire Monster.
No.
Wow.
See, I like that one.
I don't like that one at all.
Oh, not at all.
And you call yourself a Godzilla fan?
No,
I do, sir.
wait.
Hey, Gigantus, I would say cut a half hour out of that. And that
movie's
picks
already
up.
not an hour and a half long. That's like an hour 12.
Well, go right to the monsters. The little romance between whatever. Forget it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I need to get back to Shin Godzilla. Okay?
Yes, we will.
All
Okay.
right, Adam. Okay, you and your wisdom, your 31-year-old wisdom. I want to know.
Yeah.
I
The
know
New Hampshire
I wanna,
knowledge.
Yeah, Mr. New Hampshire. You know.
Yeah.
I want to know. So you didn't find all the stuff behind all the red tape and stuff when trying to figure out how are we going to do this? You didn't like that stuff?
Found it very boring. I do not want to watch Japanese C-SPAN.
What? Dude, see, unlike
That's
you,
funny. That's funny.
No, okay. Oh, hey, we're trying to be comedy guys. Hey,
No, he's not
saying-
trying.
I've done a few open mics.
He just achieved it.
No, I am just saying that when you look at all the Godzilla movies, when they say, "Oh, Godzilla's coming, let's call it the military," and the military comes and they just start firing at him. Here's the thing, buddy. Here's the thing that you need to think
called
about.
you buddy.
You're 31.
I'm listening.
It's like, well, what if Godzilla were to really show up? What would happen? There's the mayor of the town, and all these people go, well, let's call the military. Where there's all these steps that you have to do, and you have to go, wait, you can't fire on those people or fire on that monster because there's people in the way. We got to clear the town. There's all this stuff that you have to do, and I love that stuff. I loved it because it showed.
I did too.
But
if I saw a 30-meter, foot-long lungfish crawling around the streets with blood coming out of its gills, I would point and I'd laugh and I'd go, ha.
I want to be with you.
Laugh?
I want to be with you in an emergency because you are fearless.
So wait, Adam, let me ask you. So you're the whole idea of this Godzilla being like a transforming Godzilla going from stage
Hated
to
it.
stage. You didn't like any of that.
Hated it. That's
Really?
for Godzilla enemies. That's not for Godzilla himself.
No,
That's
look,
true.
I
agree.
don't want to jump on you all over the place. I understand.
But you will.
Dude, no, dude. Adam, I understand, and I went in not really knowing a lot, but as I started to watch, I went, this is unique, this is interesting, this is odd, and as the metamorphosis happened, I mean, I started to like it a lot more.
It was different. It was just
It
different.
definitely is odd and different. I cannot take that away from the film.
And okay, let me ask you this. Okay, so looking at all the Godzilla movies, what do you think about GMK, All Monsters Attack, huh?
I do like it more. See, that's another one that is very different.
It's outside of the Godzilla
It's very
world
odd.
in a way, you know?
Scary Godzilla in that one too.
It's scary Godzilla.
Yeah, I like the whites in the eyes, but the clouded whites.
Yeah, but
of that
dude,
design.
But dude, it's like Ghidorah is like a hero. You know, you've got these monsters.
One of the
that-
protector
and,
monsters.
And Godzilla is a bad guy in this movie.
It's so far all you've done is just explain 2 movies that he's seen. What I want to know is he says he doesn't like Shin Godzilla.
Right.
It's his least favorite one.
I know, but he's going because it doesn't follow the Godzilla pattern. And I want to throw out, well, what about GMK, buddy?
Yeah,
because it doesn't follow the Godzilla.
No, but
pattern.
I want to know. What I want to know is you said of all of them, and so there's a lot of them, and even like ones like they use like recycled footage.
Godzilla versus Gigan,
you know,
right.
like even that.
It's like a bottle
Revenge. Godzilla's Revenge. I will watch 8,000 more
Okay.
times in my life.
Okay.
I might never watch it again.
Wow.
That is, I think we're back being friends again.
Well,
because that I can watch again and again.
Well,
I love that.
I
one.
do love that one.
I do
yes.
appreciate that one a lot more now.
Here's the thing. That used to be my least favorite, but we did a show
Me
on
too,
Godzilla
actually. Yeah.
with John Fasano, who has since passed away. But John brought up a really interesting thing about one thing about Godzilla's Revenge, which I didn't like. He said it helped him as a kid learn to stand up against bullies. And he told this great story. And, you know, I looked at it from a different perspective. Get this, Adam. I showed that Godzilla film, Godzilla's Revenge, to my daughter, kind of sitting and explaining it with her, explaining things to her, and she loved it. And after the movie, she wanted to make her own little Godzilla island. So I've actually learned to appreciate it a lot more. But when I was younger, I was not a fan. But I've grown to
Yeah, it's
appreciate
like a kid's fantasy almost.
Yeah, and that's one kind of movie. But we've seen all those movies. We've seen that pattern of a film.
Yes.
I've seen it and seen it and seen it. And now with Shin Godzilla, what I liked about it is it was, to me, I thought it was very funny. Because every time they moved to a different boardroom, I laughed my ass off. Like, I thought the idea of the petty bureaucracy that goes behind fighting a giant monster, I really appreciated that.
But see,
I thought it was clever.
Now Matt laughed. You know, I didn't laugh. I thought, this is great. This is interesting. This is fascinating.
Well, I didn't laugh the whole way through, but I mean, there are scenes in that movie that are clearly
parodying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it
They're
is the
trying
young
to be
Frankenstein of
funny.
Godzilla movie.
But
sure.
let's get to the big, monster in the room. When Godzilla is there and he does this thing where the lasers shoot out and he spins around.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
That I did, and it's like, oh my god, it's not just a monster stopping on a building. It's like, this is an all-powerful creature which can level a whole city. It was one of the first films that I saw Godzilla from where I was actually really frightened.
Yeah, you guys thought you were fucked before.
Yeah, exactly.
You are really
fucked.
Right.
See, now, here's why I don't like that. That to me, that's Gamera. That's a 90s Gamera movie where just Gamera.
That's how he
somehow-
protects children.
I said 90s Gamera, sir.
Well, he's still kind of protected children, but okay.
But how it's just in every one of those Gamera movies, he pulls out some new secret power.
Okay.
That he there before didn't have. Godzilla. I feel like the thing about Godzilla is that he's always within his reality. We know what Godzilla can do, and we know what Godzilla cannot do.
Yes.
Right.
Which makes him, in my opinion, a much more grounded character than Gamera.
All right.
Gamera can do gymnastics sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I do see what you mean. I think, though, that if there were like maybe 1 or 2 Godzilla movies and then Shin Godzilla, it's like, wow, wait, what are you doing? But I think because there's been so many Godzillas across so many eras, I think at this point, the filmmakers just wanted to do something very, very different. And like you said, maybe some don't like it or don't buy it. But I just thought because for me, it was refreshing. Just to see something so different.
I think that they succeeded in what they set out to do with Flying Colors, and I went in wanting to love it. I appreciate what they try to do. I wanted to like it more. I didn't have as much fun with it. I thought it was a little bit schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic?
Schizophrenic because all
Yes.
all of the bureaucracy stuff. I mean, the tradition of these movies is, okay, you've got these big monsters. There's a certain, pattern that they fit. It's dumb. It's goofy. The monsters are causing destruction. People, And then you cut to the boardroom, and there's all these stuffed shirts arguing about what to do. Well, when this movie is mostly about that bureaucracy, which I appreciate. I totally appreciate, and I think that they succeeded. It was so far from the original pattern that I don't know how to love it.
Well, see, I think that I think the problem you're having, James, and there are many of them. But the first one.
Rude. That was rude.
Yes, purposely rude. Is the fact that you come into this thing with preconceived ideas of what you want to see.
Yes.
Instead of just letting a movie happen.
No.
You need to let it flow over you like art.
I had an open mind. And I appreciate and I actually enjoy all the bureaucracy stuff, and I get the satire, and it made me laugh too. But when you've got the monster stuff, and the way that sometimes they throw in the Godzilla theme, the Ufukube Godzilla theme.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, why are you even doing that? Because this is not that kind of movie,
Oh, see, now, what this is now. This is Mr. Soundtrack. Oh, I'm doing it. Now you're making me do it, Larry.
Mr.
Soundtrack nerd over here. But I
wanted to have it both ways, and I.
But it didn't.
I think he brings up a good point.
No, they threw a little bit of some stings of that music.
But that stuff
occasionally.
doesn't work as well as the original music that's in that movie.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought
the music when Godzilla does do that, there's the assault on Tokyo where he's just kind of he billows that smoke out to the street and then ignites.
That's cool.
And then that like the music that swells that's my favorite part of the movie is that music.
Yeah.
Right.
I would like to ask, what was your favorite character in that movie?
No,
People?
see,
Would it be,
no,
is it the politician?
No.
Or the politician?
Nah, see,
I bet you it was the politician. I bet you the politician was your favorite character.
This is where you miss the point.
I'm with Matt 100% on this.
My favorite character was everyone.
Yeah.
That's what was beautiful about it, because it wasn't about one character. It was about a system,
exactly,
a bureaucracy.
A bureaucracy.
And so everybody's story was kind of equally important, and I loved it. And I understand if it didn't work for you. I give you that.
Yeah, I
look.
like it. Yeah.
But
don't give
for,
him it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. For me, though, it worked because it was something different, and it was presenting a different type of story, which in this day and age, to see something different, somebody trying something new, was really refreshing. Instead of who am I supposed to root for? The plucky American ambassador and with the terrible accent.
Was plucky.
Oh my God!
Okay, my favorite
so
part of the movie
beautiful.
is her. Actually, now that I think about it.
No, but see, I agree with Matt. Matt, it's like a collection of all of them kind of thing, and there was this ongoing theme, and
I think that was on purpose. I don't think they were underwriting anything.
No,
I think they were making it kind of a gestalt. Like that gestalt, Adam.
Yeah, exactly.
When you
pulled that one out.
I do not know what that means.
That's a thing with a bunch of stuff together.
All right.
It is like a group. Think a
group smorgasbord.
A group
collective
organism.
Sure.
A gestalt entity.
So like a coral reef.
But the one
precisely
the one thing we can learn here though is we can bicker and argue about which Godzilla film is better, but at least we're all Godzilla fans. We still appreciate and love Godzilla.
Certainly. Thank you for the olive branch.
Yes.
Now here's another reason why you're wrong. Because you agreed with James.
Now here's something really weird I want to say to you though.
I'm ready.
But so I'm standing here and I'm talking to people about our Japan trip and our podcast and everything. And a guy came up to me and said, "Oh, you went to Japan?" I said, "Yes." And we went to Toho Studios. He said, "Oh, well, when did you go?" And I said, "Well, it was actually a few years ago." And he says, "Did you know they changed the statue out in front of Toho Studios?" And what are you talking about?
I think I heard about this.
And he said they have replaced the Godzilla statue with the Shin Godzilla bronze
Shin
statue
in place of the '89 design.
Really?
You know what? And how you now,
Do you smell toast?
Here, I think I'm on your side because I do not want that statue
Yeah.
replaced. That is probably my favorite design.
Yeah,
A
iconic.
consistent
Yeah.
kind of amalgamation of old and new in that suit.
Yeah.
Shin is radically different.
Yeah, very
and
radical.
it's neat.
It's great.
It's
But
great.
to represent.
It's a one shot.
What,
But I don't want.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it to represent the franchise.
What I want to know is what did they do with the other statue?
You think it might be?
Is it here?
Is it storage
Maybe it's
somewhere?
here.
Yeah.
So look, I have to check. I don't know this 100%. I'll
Okay.
have to check it out on
All
the
right.
internet.
Then it's
or
wrong.
whatnot.
Yeah.
And
All right,
maybe,
we'll find out.
maybe they just threw out this thing temporarily, you know, and
Maybe
maybe
to get people riled up,
right,
or
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they are going to continue the Shin Godzilla story.
I can't wait.
Really?
I really, yeah.
Did any of you?
But
Dude, James,
the
it
whole
was
thing's
the high-
leading up to a sequel.
It was the highest money maker
But
in
no,
Japan.
You don't even want to see a sequel?
But guys,
Not
knowing
to
how,
Shin.
What if
knowing
it's
how-
different?
Knowing how differently they did this one, though, I doubt if they'll do the exact
What
same
if it
thing.
has
Maybe
like
they'll
little Godzilla people jump out of his
Yeah.
tail, and then that's a story? They're like the size of a
Hey,
pumpkin head?
you don't know that. You're
but what's wrong with
hey,
that?
That
What's wrong with
that is me conjecturing.
Okay, yeah,
That,
we don't
but
know.
that's a word.
that would be great.
I don't know.
No?
See, here's I think
Is that
this
too
is my
camera for you?
Hey, you know, let's not throw. Let's just wait to see. Okay,
Yeah,
I'd like
yeah.
you. I'd like you.
Wow.
Adam.
I like you, Larry.
No, I didn't mean it that way. But you think I meant it that way? I want you,
Sir.
Listen, I want you to go in the film with an open mind. I want you to go in going, hey,
you will, yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Shigatsu, but you know what? I have to find out where this film is going to go. How does it get completed?
I will certainly lose more vacation days seeing Shin
Well, don't
2.
do that. We'll somehow get you a copy, but you'll just shit on it anyway. So not literally. That'd be
Well, maybe
that'd be
literally.
terrible.
I'll send you
okay,
pictures.
Okay, all right. Well, if there's going to be pictures, then yes, please.
Adam, thank you so much.
Yeah, this is
really.
Oh, it was my honor.
Yeah, this is
honestly.
great.
And Adam, also, we should mention your cosplay. 'cause
Oh, yeah,
you're-
yeah.
you're
Yes, yes.
decked out.
Oh,
in
yes,
a-
indeed.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Incredible
There'll be
mashup.
pictures of it. There was a photo shoot.
Yes,
It is a Creature from the Black Lagoon and Phantom of the Opera mashup.
So it's like Phantom from the Opera, or Phantom from the
Phantom from the Opera is already a thing, Sean.
It should be either creature.
Of all the ways we've said it, that was not one of
It had a drink.
It's actually one of the earliest things.
It's Creature from the Opera or Phantom from the Black Lagoon.
Exactly.
Which
Exactly.
one? Right. Okay.
Exactly. You're getting a lot of attention, but it's hard to see out of the mask, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very. I was walking around, and so because I can also, because I've got on the costume, I've got a creature mask, but I've kind of I've velcroed on a
The
Andrew
Phantom.
Lloyd Webber
Right.
like Andrew-
Phantom, right.
half mask, and so that is around the costume's eye, which is not what I see out of. I see above the costume's eye, so I'm
gotcha.
actually only seeing out of one eye.
You need a
That is
tiny
restricted.
spy camera,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
that's
Right.
disguised.
I've
as
always thought that would be such a good idea for a Godzilla costume. If
Yeah.
you could have
Oh,
a
yeah.
spy camera, like say
Yeah.
it's looking like Godzilla's eyes are cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
surprised they haven't done that actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it now.
Maybe,
Yes.
maybe
Godzilla cam.
You know what? So
Mm.
look, dude, this is your assignment. Next year, you got to come back. You got to come back with a new idea, a new concept, a new costume.
It won't.
Shit,
actually-
Godzilla.
No, okay, don't even put that word in front of Godzilla. How about
Larry, I have a story.
new Godzilla?
All right, wait. Adam has a
Shit
story.
Godzilla is a thing. It's a short I saw at G-Fest once.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
So you
And what was it?
Yeah.
It was stop motion, and it was literally like comes out of like a sewer grate, and a bunch of poo forms itself as Godzilla, and goes nuts.
I like it.
They couldn't call it Shit Godzilla. It's a family show.
I think
G-Fest.
they might have called it Crapzilla.
There you go.
I think is
Yeah,
what they call
yeah.
it.
Poonazilla.
You know, I'm not a fan.
We're Mr. Close-minded.
Your
Adam-
monster
Adam-
made out of poo.
Crapzilla is better than Shin Godzilla.
What do you? Yeah. What do you think Hedera is?
Yeah.
Now
yeah.
that's different.
Toxic waste.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the whole monster's made out of poo.
No, but there's poo in it.
there may be a
There's for
little
sure poo in
but-
it.
For sure, there is poo
Dude,
in it.
he's over 300 feet tall.
Yeah,
There may
and
be a
about,
little poo.
and I would say 30% is poo.
Isn't
Yeah.
one of Hedera's attacks that he flings poo?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
He
he
does.
does.
flings
Yeah,
poo
he
with
does.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
There's fecal
Yeah,
matter.
and it burns.
Are you
Yeah.
It burns, just
Yeah.
like my poo.
There's also a movie called Monstered.
Monster.
There really is. There's a movie called that. Yeah, made like in the
Okay.
90s, I think.
All right,
yeah.
I believe it.
So there you go.
Yeah, this is great. All right.
Double bill that with Frankenhooker.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you guys have seen Dia Reptilicus, but
You see,
it's actually more believable.
yes. And for the listeners, they're going to go, "Oh, I got to see that movie."
Yes,
No.
they will. Yes, you're right,
no,
Larry.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
no movie.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no
Because
no movie like
none
that.
of our listeners understand sarcasm.
I'm going to create a fake poster for Dia Reptilicus. so that people
Something
can
I've wanted to do, but it would take me so long to do. Because, as you know, I'm an avid listener. I love the show. I've always wanted to take every time that Larry has said that's how rumors get started into a supercut, and just so you could all the times where it's like. You're like, oh, that's how rumors get started. Julia Roberts doesn't have a head for a knee, stuff like that.
Okay, so let me ask you. So you're a regular listener. You turn us on and go, "Hey, what does Monster Party have on?" So
I tune into Monster Party FM.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so are you saying that as a Monster fan, when Matt makes cracks like that, you feel that Larry doesn't need to correct him because
right?
I
Of
know
course
there's
not.
no Pooh Reptilicus
Yeah.
movie.
How many
Is that
Edward
how you-
Flange films
That's
have you
literally
seen?
how I feel, yes.
Really?
I do understand sarcasm.
All right, so I need to stop this.
No, don't stop it.
No,
but-
see, it's part of the show now. It's
yeah,
too late.
Yeah, but now you can't.
Yeah.
Don't even say that you will because you're unable to.
No, I
You
think no.
have
Listen,
no
I'm gonna
control.
I'm going to turn over a new leaf.
No, you're not.
said
You never
that
do. You
6,000
never do.
times.
This is a lie. You know what? I'm gonna tell. See, you're lying you're lying to our audience
Don't you
now.
try-
because
no.
now you're telling our audience that you're gonna turn over a new leaf when you don't. So now they're gonna listen to the next episode expecting
What
you to turn over a
happened?
new
What
leaf.
happened?
Okay, here comes the new leaf episode, and no new leaf.
Larry, this is how rumors get started.
Yes, you're
Well-
spreading rumors.
Well, you guys gave me something to think about. You bring up a very good point.
I do. I don't.
I do listen to our shows all the time. I'll have to make a note as to which ones I say I'm going to turn over a new leaf.
Cut those out. So, yeah.
No, I'm not going to cut them out. I need to write them down.
Right.
I've been trying to work. I feel I've listened to a show where I said about 50 times. I went, dude, you gotta stop that.
How many times do you say
Yeah.
"dude" though?
I'm working on that too.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Oh, don't
too.
worry. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we all have our little conversational
Yes.
things.
Oh, sure.
We all have our issues.
We
Yes.
do. Well, that's true. Yeah.
That's for sure.
I don't stick around.
So we will admit we know we're not perfect, but that's what makes us special here at Monster Party. What did you say? We here at Monster Party strive to give people information, entertainment, and loads of fun while we're drinking and having a great time with guests. So what I'd say is, thanks for listening. Listen to Monster
Even the
Party.
music got bored.
Adam, thanks so much for
Thanks, Adam.
participating
You're the
in
best.
This is great.
Yeah,
man.
thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you. That's great.
So, guys, I want to let you know that I don't know how to go into this story, but when I just want to say it was when James and I got here to set up, we realized we go to the booth and there was someone else in our booth set, and they had everything set up, and we said, "Oh my gosh, this was our booth," and there was this mix-up or misunderstanding. They were so lovely, they were so nice, and they had such cool things.
It was a pretty
Yes.
awesome booth.
Yeah, an
we saw
amazing
your
booth.
coffin
We helped
shop.
them move them actually to a better place, I think.
The ironic thing, it was so early, and you were the most set up out of anybody in the whole convention.
Yeah, the most organized.
So
Yes.
can you tell me, for our listeners, the name of your business and what you guys do?
Okay, our name is Halloween Psycho, and we're a coffin company, and we've been around maybe about 4 or 5 years. My husband does all the building. Everything is all handmade here. And we would love to have everyone check us out on Instagram, HalloweenPsycho.com. Please go to
Halloween
Psycho.com.
Cool.
Yeah, and the reason for that is two favorite movies. My husband likes
yeah.
Halloween and he likes Psycho.
Awesome.
So
Oh,
we
two
love those
classics,
movies.
yeah.
Those are
And
classic
these are
perfect movies.
Miniature coffins that are all like different themes, right?
Yes, they're all
Right.
different themes, different sizes, different colors, different shapes.
But you can hang
We
them on wall.
customize.
You hang them up
Yes.
on a wall. You have like
Yeah.
little shells in the coffin. You
Yes.
can put creepy things, and
That's
it's
awesome.
really, really cool.
Yes, it's more like decor for people who want
Right,
coffins
right.
in their home for just a decor.
I think I do.
Unless you want to marry somebody, but we don't suggest that.
Well, luckily I'm already married, so I'll just bring the stuff home.
We've had actually husbands and wives come, and the wives will say, "Can you measure my husband?" And see, I want to do that.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
And your
thank
name,
you.
your
My
name,
name is Gina, and my husband's name is Michael.
Gina and Michael.
Right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
No problem. Thank you,
Are
guys.
one of the nicest people. Thank you. I'm glad we worked everything out, and your
Thank
stuff
you.
is so cool.
Thank you
for
so
coming
much,
over.
gentlemen.
So
You've been
again,
so wonderful.
It's
Halloween
Psycho.
Psycho Coffin Company, and it's .com.
there we
Very
go.
cool.
Thank you.
Find them, purchase from them, make this place a better world.
That's right.
Yes,
All right.
please do so. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you.
Hey, so this is the last moments of
That's right. It's all
Monsterpalooza.
winding down.
And here we are.
Sigh in the
Oh my God, we're never doing that again.
And
No.
for the past 3 days, sit across from us in this booth.
That's right.
A legend.
Yes.
Legendary.
A legend, an icon, one of our favorite artists of all time.
Yes.
Has worked on so many movies that we enjoy. Return of the Living Dead, Rock and Roll High School, a little favorite of mine.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
And he is right here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's William Stout.
William Stout!
We're having a monster party. Wish you all could be here.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm honored to have a table like across from you. And you know, I've been looking at that King Kong painting that you did
Oh my
years
gosh.
ago. I think I mentioned that. You know, I saw your original painting at Comic-Con. Yeah. I wanted it so badly. It was a little too expensive for me, but it was on the cover of Film Facts magazine. It's a beautiful. It's the 1933 King Kong. It's
Right.
gorgeous.
Well, and I've got good news.
What's that?
It's still expensive, but still available. You can buy it on time. You can buy it on
Awesome.
time.
Wow.
So now, how much time are we looking at? Because
The payments have to finish within my lifetime.
okay, all right. How are you feeling? Are you okay?
Now, William, do you go to Monsterpalooza often?
I go on a regular basis. I was a steady attendee or exhibitor for the first several. And then Ellie called me up and said, you know, there's a guy who's been dying to exhibit here for the last 6 years. Could we give him your table? I said, sure, I'll take a break.
Okay.
So
right.
now I come here usually about every other year.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you've seen it kind of grow
Oh
that
my
into like a
God,
big
it's
thing.
huge
We're now
now.
like all the stuff we love. It's like mainstream now. You know?
Yeah,
It's like, yeah.
I outgrew several venues, and now, boy, this is the biggest I've ever seen it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really incredible.
And that line.
I don't know, no matter where you live, you should come here. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is
And
our
it's-
favorite convention, I think.
Absolutely for me.
And there are people. I met people from all over the country, in Canada and
Yeah.
Japan, who've come here just for this show.
Just for the show, I know. It's pretty awesome.
It has been so cool, and so I just getting back to that King Kong. That is a beautiful King Kong. You know, Basil Gogos did a great one of King Kong from 1976 that was on Famous Monsters magazine, and it's neat. But I like your 1933 better.
Oh,
are
thank
you? I mean, you are a big Kong fan, correct?
Oh man, one of the biggest. It's the first movie I ever saw.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
My parents. I was 3 years old.
Oh my God.
parents took me to the Reseda Drive-In here in the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a re-release of the original 1933 Kong.
And you were
I
3
think
years
it did
old.
damage at a genetic level.
And thank God for that.
That's
Because
about that movie, and that's about dinosaurs ever since. And then,
Yeah.
not too long after that, we finally got our first TV.
Yeah.
And they had the $1 Million Weekend on Channel 9.
yes, I remember that.
Or $1 Million Movie.
WOR TV
And
or
so,
something. Yeah.
Monday through Friday, they would show the film twice a day.
Well,
Saturday 3 times.
Are you
Sunday
Wow.
3 times.
That's unbelievable.
And King Kong was the first $1 Million movie, and I watched every showing, and it was so
Oh my
popular
gosh.
they made it the second $1 Million
I
movie.
heard that too. That they would show it over and over.
But you
So,
see,
yeah.
do you know how lucky
Within 2 weeks, I saw it
so
32 times.
Oh my God!
It was great.
The first time I saw, I had to wait another year and a half to see it
man.
again. You were so
Yeah.
lucky.
That's awesome.
Then we used to play out on the sidewalk, and I'd yell, "Kong's coming! Kong's coming!" running down the sidewalk.
That's awesome.
If you had like a blonde friend, you just tie him to a tree. Here, put on this wig.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Put on this gown. Now
Just
take
go
off-
with it.
Now
Just
take off this gown.
It's a sordid tale,
Well,
but it's beautiful.
But King Kong, you got into King Kong, but you also just got into monsters and dinosaurs and
Yeah, around the same time they released the Shock Theater package to television.
Yes, all the
Oh my
Universal
God,
stuff.
all the Universal stuff,
Yep.
and that finally my parents wouldn't let me see scary movies except for King Kong until I was 8 years old. And the Shock Theater package hit when I was 8. And I think the first one was probably Frankenstein. And man, my parents had me so prepped and psyched for that. It was just great. And I've been nuts about that ever since. And then I discovered Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine, which became my Bible.
Sure, all of us. Yeah.
All of us.
It was our
all those
gateway.
Monster Kids.
Yeah.
That's a true sign of the Monster Kids.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. So, I mean, you've seen, like, over the generations, like, with the new artists and stuff. I mean, how have things changed, do you think, like, as far as, like, when you start out doing this? I mean, is it for the better? The fandom's bigger.
It's changed dramatically. I mean, the film business itself, what I didn't realize is Famous Monsters of Filmland was preparing me to work in the motion picture business because I became nuts about special effects and wanted to know how they were done and everything.
Right.
So when I finally entered into film, those are the kind of films that I became an expert at, is the sci-fi, horror, and fantasy films.
Right.
Which was just fine with me. I didn't mind being typecast at all. It was great.
That's awesome.
And it was a lot easier back then I was talking about this just 3 days ago with Steve Miner. We had lunch. We hadn't seen each other in 40 years. It was like we hadn't seen each other since yesterday.
Yeah.
Just great. Picked up right where we left off. And we were talking about how easy it was to make films in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
For one, you had guys like Roger Corman. If you were a young filmmaker, you could pitch him on a project.
Yeah, sure. Take a
and
shot
if you
at it, kid.
You didn't get a bunch of money, but you got your chance.
I know.
The same thing with Canon films. So you could
oh my
actually
God.
approach the president of Canon and knock him if he liked it.
If it's a crazy enough concept, go ahead, go with it. That's true.
It's a weird kind of double-edged sword too, because like now it's easier than ever to make a movie.
Right, because you don't have to pay for raw stock anymore, which is the main impediment for young people to make their own films.
That's true.
Yeah, but because of that, there's just so much out there that it's kind of hard to stand out.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's where fans, guys like you, come in handy. You can tout us to and direct us to the best stuff being done.
Yeah.
True.
And we dig pretty deep, and there is some great stuff out there. I mean, there
really is.
You know, the Ray Harryhausens of tomorrow. I mean, I see them all over the place here.
Another huge influence on me.
Of course.
When the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad came out, it was a time when every Saturday my mom would drop my brothers and I off at the little walk-in theater.
Right.
And we'd see a double feature, and then she'd pick us up and we'd come home. The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, boy, I'd seen this full-color spread in the comics section with highlights from the film, and I was just like, I couldn't wait to see that movie.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I went to see it, and I called my mom up afterwards and said, Mom, don't pick us up. We're going to watch it again. I saw that film 7 times in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Was that the first Harryhausen film you'd seen? Or?
That was the first one I was aware
of.
It was also the first film I was aware of the guy who did the score, Bernard Herrmann.
The greatest.
James. I realized how important that was to the motion picture.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I may have seen Earth vs. Flying Saucers at the drive-in, but I wasn't aware of Harryhausen then at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, to see that, you're animating flying saucers and a dragon.
Very
different.
Yeah. So good.
That's
awesome. I love that. And you know, it's nice.
And little did I know, later I become friends with Ray and work with him. So that was so cool.
Gosh. Wow. That's awesome.
We wrote a sequel to the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad.
No.
Yeah, Eighth Voyage of Sinbad, Return to Colossus.
So this is like before they did Golden Age of Sinbad, like this because this
is ignoring the second 2 Sinbad movies and going right from Seventh Voyage Sinbad.
Sure. Okay.
The genie became the cabin boy, remember?
Yes.
Well, now he's worked his way up to becoming captain of his own ship, and he wants to marry Sinbad and Parissa's daughter.
Okay. Does he age?
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
That's great.
He doesn't remain a child, though, right?
No.
Okay.
He's a human. Come on.
Just trying
now.
to make sure, you know.
Right.
Oh my God, this is a
That's a
great
great
story.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to keep working on this. You know, keep knock on some doors.
Is that kid still alive?
The plan was Ray's last film was Clash of the Titans.
Yes.
Right.
And we wanted him to do one more film and go out on a high.
Yeah.
Right, like
And
revisit
so
the Sinbad franchise.
Our plan was to do this sequel to Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, one of most people's favorite
Oh, yeah.
Harryhausen films, and then assign each creature to a different effects house.
Oh, that's interesting.
Honor Ray.
Yeah.
Ray would be the supervisor, but they would do all the
That's a
animation.
cool
that's a great
I
idea.
know what would happen. They'd all be competing against
And
each
make
other
it-
to
yeah.
outdo each other
Yeah.
and not to
Yeah.
honor Ray.
Right.
So it would have been a win-win all the way around.
Wow.
And was it just like financing was, it's always the...
Yeah, we couldn't get the financing.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Right.
You know what, Willem? I want to say this. I think there are plenty of people out there, plenty of studios who love and cherish Ray Harryhausen. I think that this could still happen. I really do. I really do. And I wish you luck on that, man. Yeah.
What's interesting is that you have these movies now. You have claymation kind of the Aardman films.
Yeah. Right.
Those make money and are popular.
Yeah.
And that's that's
Coraline?
yeah.
Stop motion is going to made a comeback.
It would be great to see a brand new, actual stop motion
in the
animation
style of
done in the
classic
old
Harryhausen.
style, colorful.
Yeah.
And I think that would be something that would really stand out in the
That'd be
sea
awesome.
of CGI.
But I had no idea that you worked with Ray on
That's
those.
like-
That is so cool.
Yeah, because we did an episode called like films that were never made. Movies that were developed and intended to be made, but for whatever reason didn't. So
Creature
that's like,
Features in September is going to have a show on that very subject matter.
Really?
I'm going to
Yeah.
bring my Godzilla pieces that I did.
Oh yes, for
'Cause I
Steve
spent
Miner.
2
Yeah,
years
we
on
talked
that
about
Steve
that
Miner.
about that on the.
Whoa, wait, Godzilla pieces.
Because
Whoa.
Steve Miner in the '80s was going to do a new Godzilla, and
I do remember that, Sean. I do.
I thought it was brilliant because the mistake so many people make is they try to remake a classic. Don't do that. You're gonna as soon as you announce it, you pissed off everybody.
Yeah, you're dead.
Exactly.
But why not take a film that had a classic character, but wasn't the execution was not what could have been done? Like Godzilla.
Right.
And then people think they're going to go see a Toho Godzilla movie, and then you knock their socks off with a
Something
Spielbergian
right.
vision.
Wasn't it going to be like in San Francisco, right?
It's going to be in San Francisco. He starts out destroying the Golden Gate Bridge, and he dies on Alcatraz.
I remember seeing some of your drawings and designs for that. It was a really awesome Godzilla design.
Yeah, listen
too.
to my art department that I had. I was the production designer. I was doing storyboards with Dave Stevens and Doug Wildey, creator of Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Rick Baker was building me a gigantic robotic Godzilla head. Steve Churka sculpted the stop motion maquette for me of my redesign of Godzilla.
Right. Yeah.
David Allen was going to do all the stop motion for Godzilla.
Oh man.
Wow.
Oh wow. Dream team.
And was it going to be?
Fred Decker wrote this killer screenplay.
I heard it was really good.
Oh,
and
it
wasn't
was the
it
best thing.
intended to be in 3D too?
It was originally going to be in 3D.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What happened?
I know.
Well, 3D went by the wayside because
Yes.
at that time it was way too expensive.
No, I totally understand. And you know what?
But
go ahead.
It was obviously going to be a very expensive film. There was effects in almost every shot, which
Yeah.
is
Right,
why
right.
we were storyboarding
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
And at that time, 4 big budget film tanked. Heaven's Gate being one of them.
Okay,
The
yeah.
studios were all like, big budget? No way.
Right.
Well, the
Just bad
one
timing,
thing
yeah.
I've learned here from just talking to you briefly is we got to get you on the show.
Yeah, you got to
do
come
a
over to
real-
our. We're in
do a
Studio
real
City.
show, to do a real
let's do
show.
something in depth and
Yeah, let's go deep.
A good 90-minute. Look, we'll have
Yeah.
dinner, have cocktails.
Yeah.
You know,
That's how we roll.
We'll be up all night.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll bring
Yeah.
my Cthulhu Tiki mug for the
Yes, please. Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you for
talking
making
to
some
us.
time for us at the
Great
end
to
here.
see you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
likewise.
And let's do the long version.
Yes, please.
We're going to have you back for Monster Party. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, man. I tell you, this has been...
Please stop acting. Stop acting.
Okay.
You didn't just like get done with a marathon and you like pulled over to our table. Oh,
Okay.
so exhausted from lifting monsters.
No, but after, as fun as this has been, after 3 days, I am exhausted.
No, I am too.
Yeah,
I am. I
know.
was more exhausted yesterday.
Me too.
Like I got my
Yeah.
second win today.
Right.
But it's been just amazing.
It's been nonstop,
fantastic.
nonstop fun.
It
Yeah.
has, it
From
has.
beginning to end, every
Yeah.
second.
And I mean the sheer amount of people
Oh my
that we
God.
ran into.
Really, it's like
This may be what our first 14-hour show.
yeah. Like fans and listeners, new and old.
Yeah.
You know, like past guests, hopefully new listeners. And,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you
And
know.
everybody just so nice and accommodating.
Yeah.
Everybody we asked to talk to us gave us a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
And there were moments when we were recording and interviewing guests when there'd be a little crowd in front of us. Like
That's
they were
right,
actually-
yeah.
And a couple of our longtime listeners would be watching, and they'd be like, "This is awesome because I'm watching like a live monster party."
Yeah. And it was
yeah.
nice to have people hang out. Like we became a cool thing.
Yeah.
We were
A
the
nice
in
little
thing.
oasis,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But it's been great, and
Awesome.
I'm telling you, we need to do this again.
Yeah, this is a great. This
Agreed.
Is it's a very successful.
Very
experiment.
successful.
Yes.
And or maybe some other conventions too.
Yeah, totally.
And serve something. you know?
But serve
just
something?
a keg.
You know what I thought?
Yeah.
You mentioned a comment. Everyone has been really nice. There was
Yeah.
only one time, as I'm standing here, I'm passing out flyers. Hey,
Uh-oh.
Monster Party. No, it's just one time when I handed a guy a Monster Party flyer. Hey, Monster Party. And he just kind of looked and he kind of went, no. And Raquel saw this. He goes, oh, Larry, you've been dissed.
Well, that one guy, screw that one guy.
No.
Well, it's fun. That's hard for me to judge because there's got to be times where someone's going to hand you a flyer. And you go, really? You might as well just ask me to throw this away for you.
Right. No, I understand.
Yeah,
I understand. And I don't take it on. It's kind of like what you said. He didn't want a flyer, and he pushed me
He's
away.
good. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
because he's going to toss it if I
Yeah.
gave it to him. And,
Right.
and I wasn't upset because I understand we're not everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
Well, I don't even think it's that. Probably the person just didn't have time or didn't want to be bothered.
He
wanted
just,
to be.
He just came from Paul Sorvino's booth.
Yeah,
and he
he's
was
still-
he was exhausted.
Horror icon Paul Sorvino.
yeah. Oh, Paul, all the horror movies. No. Okay.
No, but they had such amazing
But no, it was
guests here
amazing.
at the convention. I mean, Linda Blair was here. They had the ladies from Night of the Living Dead. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
this is such a great
Paul
convention.
Sorvino had a panel where he talked about Mira Sorvino being in Mimic. It was
yeah.
really strange.
Right.
I don't remember that.
No, it didn't happen, Larry. It didn't happen.
Well,
but
this has been great.
We could go on.
It really
and on
has been.
and on.
And finally, we did go on and on
Yes,
and on.
we technically
and
did
on.
that this time.
We
so now
really did.
It's like they're closing down the convention.
They're closing
we need
down.
to pack up. I mean,
Yeah.
they've got people
But
telling us to go.
that's not going to stop us. We're going to do another hour and a half.
Yeah.
What with the crew?
With
like
the cleaning
taking
crew,
things down?
yes.
The lights
we
will
are
be
gonna.
off. We'll still
So
be
what
recording.
solvent are you using on that stain?
You know what? I have to tell you. You laugh. You laugh at that.
I do. I try to laugh.
You know what? You guys
I try
don't realize.
to keep my spirits up.
Well, you guys walked away for a little bit, and James and I were here, and a couple of the cleaning crew walked by. And I said, hi, and Monster Party. Oh, I see. I go, oh, we're nerding out. We'll come back and get one because they had their buckets and stuff like that.
Well, cool.
Earlier,
So
we had a couple cleaning people walk by and engage them and mention some joke about a cocktail or something like that, and they responded. Everybody great here.
Monster Party is great for anyone if you're a millionaire or a cleaning lady. I mean, that's what I love about Monster Party.
We touch everyone's lives. We really do.
That's
We
right.
bring them together. You know the wage gap between people? We
Yes.
minimize that when it comes to personality and chutzpah.
Right.
On that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James Gonis.
Keep America strong!
Go to Monsterpalooza for 3 solid days!
And buy lots of cool, scary stuff.
And get autographs!
And visit the Monster Party booth.
You'll be happy you did.
Yeah! So many really great.
Wait. We're not. Easy, Speedy. Okay, and here we go. And
I just want to say someone has to have some big energy here. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Oh wow. I'm glad you're holding up this whole convention for us.
Now you can hold the mic and drop it.
Why don't you call somebody Mr. Somebody one more time? Come on.
So
Come
what
on,
would-
Mr. Energy.
Wait, so what would
Could
you
I
call me?
have you just be quiet for one moment?
Oh.
Just one moment.
Yeah. What's great about Larry is he's been the alienator in chief.
No, we've worked together. We've worked together.
Then you know.
So let's
what I speak of.
Let's have a moment of silence for a moment. So guys, I'm here. No, okay.
All right,
Matt. Why don't you start again? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
James needs a cocktail.
I want to do this right.
Nice. See, now I want to say something. He says he wants to do it right. That means something.
I'm telling you.
Just be a moment.
So you're saying
If
that
you-
usually he's slacking, is what you're saying?
No, you know what? Matt never slacks. You know what? When we got here and Matt saw a little imperfection in the sign and he had to stop what he was doing, said, we got to fix this. And so I appreciate everything that he does. He wants everything to sound good, look good.
I'm the Johnny Ramone of this
And
group. I'm the Nazi.
And you know what? I hear that and I go, you know what? You're right, Matt. I'm going to march along.
But also, I want you to sound good.
Yeah.
So.
When you guys get along, it's so nice.
When was that? When did that happen exactly?
No, we normally a couple seconds ago.
We normally get.
I'm sure it's past.
We get along.
Yeah, no, we'll get past it.
No,
It's
we-
fine.
Okay.
Didn't mean to creep you out. All right. Okay, ready?
Go.
And fuck it, we'll sell a t-shirt unless someone's ready to buy a t-shirt.
You don't even want me to talk to people when they look at me?
Well, give me a second, or do it in a way that, like, because you kind of walked away from the situation and it was odd.
There's 3 of you.
Okay, all right.
All right,
See,
go.
now we're back.
All right.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay, shall we end?
I think we're done.
No, this is
right?
where.
Well, we kind of did our "this has been great" and all this. No, we didn't.
I'm Matt Weinhold.
Oh, we haven't done that part.
You're right.
On that note.
And then it's like
we
keep
should
America
say, go
strong.
to
Go to
Monsterpalooza,
Monsterpalooza.
right?
Okay.
And buy everything. Or
Go to every Monsterpalooza.
I'm gonna try something. You guys can jump in and say whatever you want afterwards. It'll be loose. you know.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, ready?
On that note,
What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Wow, man! One convention under his belt,
dude.
Mad with power.
I'm so
Yeah,
tired.
No, you're not. No, you're
yes,
not.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're tired of us. That's what it is.
This has been great.
It has been great,
Yes,
Larry.
great.
And on that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I am Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James Gonis.
Keep America strong.
That's really how you're gonna say it?
Okay, I'm sorry, okay. I need to dig deep.
Yeah, that was
Keep America.
that was like you were shitting while you were saying it. That's how bad that was.
All right, okay. I'm
Keep America.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up. Here we go.
No paper.
Okay, I'm ready. Here we go.
All right, we're gonna do it's from.
Yeah.
On that note.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James Gonis.
Keep America strong.
Go to Monsterpalooza for 3 solid days.
And buy lots of cool, scary stuff.
And get autographs.
And visit the Monster Party booth.
Yes.
Okay, one more time. We have to do. Let's make it smooth. It's good. No, it's my fault. I jumped you.
I thought it was my turn.
It was. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna make it
wrong.
yours.
It's
I'm
his
gonna-
bad.
okay.
It's my bad.
We're
It's
never
my bad.
getting out of here.
No. Look, 3 more times.
Look, they're not gonna kick us out
Look,
until 11.
you know what?
Let him.
Hey, you know what? I think we're too sober. Let's make some drinks.
All right, here we go.
Okay, ready? On that note, I am Matt
Wow. Damn.
I'm Matt Quaglack.
Really too sober?
Ready? One more time.
My daughter has Busca on her head right now. She's like,
As she should.
look at
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's a good kid. That's a good
Hey,
kid.
Kathy, look over here.
Yeah. Come on,
Look
Busca.
right here. Do your rock out.
Yeah. Eat some ramen. Busca eats ramen.
Well,
so.
she knows that. We were telling her about
All
it.
right. I don't know if she remembered. No.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. On that note, I am Matt Wyatt. I can't do it. I'm going to do it one more time. This is it, I swear.
It's Matt Weinhold.
The name keeps escaping me. I know him from somewhere. Okay, ready?
Here we go. All
right.
It's been a long 3 days, Ariana. We aren't normally like
Yeah,
this.
no. Okay,
we are.
ready?
Here we go.
Here we go. On that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
We needed some bloopers.
We got him.